Several GOP members of Congress questioning FBI Director Wray's statement in congressional testimony that Mr. Trump may not have sustained a bullet wound in the assassination try, but could have been hit by shrapnel.
House Speaker Mike Johnson saying, quote, "We've all seen the video. We've all seen the analysis. We've heard it from multiple sources in different angles that a bullet went through his ear." A source tells Fox the FBI is seeking to interview the former president for a victim impact statement.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz, former White House physician Dr. Ronnie Jackson, now a Texas congressman, issuing a statement saying he's examined the wound and concurs with emergency room doctors in Butler, Pennsylvania. It's a bullet wound, adding the FBI director is wrong to suggest otherwise. The former president welcoming Israel's prime minister to Mar-a-Lago a few minutes ago. Protesters outside the gates.
Trump, talk is cheap! Trump, talk is cheap!
Prime Minister reportedly upset with what Vice President Harris said following their meeting yesterday about
my serious concern about the scale of human suffering in Gaza, including the death of far too many innocent civilians.
Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly believing the remarks will only embolden Hamas to make broader demands in ceasefire talks. The vice president got the phone call this morning she's been waiting for.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Former President Barack Obama. The government reports the 3-month annualized rate of core personal expenditure inflation dropped to 2.3% in June, down from 2.9% in May. On Wall Street, the Dow is up more than 800 points. NASDAQ 261 points higher. The S&P 500 adding 85 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2020.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
For late July, just delightful this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, humidity levels still okay. And how about 86 for the high? Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 80s for evening plans, 69 for the overnight low. Saturday, partly sunny, 86. Sunday, partly sunny, scattered thunderstorm activity Sunday afternoon with a high of 88. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
I know we're all busy. We're working, we're running errands, trying to take care of the kids. It's really easy to put things off. One thing you do not want to put off, though, your annual eye exam. The doctors at Ophthalmology Associates not only gave me the most thorough eye exam I've ever had, but they're also experts in the diagnosis and treatment of all diseases of the eye. Everything from dry eye to macular degeneration and cataracts. Think about this. Your eye health is the window into your overall body health. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranja Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Berry, they can look at your eyes and even tell in some cases if you have early stage diabetes, heart disease, lung problems, even some forms of cancer. They're called the doctors' doctors because they've treated more than 250 doctors. The best part about this is that most insurance plans cover the cost of your annual eye exam. Set up your appointment today, 314-966-5000. Again, 314-966-5000, or go to youridoc.com.
Considering new windows, I want you to talk to my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here. They have got a great deal going for you right now. Up to 36 months financing, interest-free, with approved credit. They've never done this before at Window World, so take advantage of this. Call them today at 314-993-1800. Again, 314-993-1800. You hear me talk about Window World. I'm a satisfied customer. I've got their windows in my house. I've been to their offices, and I've stood on these windows. I've seen how well built they are. They go in and they are meant to last. You wouldn't give a lifetime warranty on a product if you didn't think it was going to last for a long time, and they stand behind that warranty. In over 20 years of business, they have helped more than 72,000 customers in St. Louis improve the look and the thermal efficiency of their home. Call them today, get your free estimate, and ask about that 36-month financing, 314-993-1800. or windowworld.com.
During the COVID years, I was very disappointed by weak leadership dictating COVID tyranny and ridiculous, nonsensical rules. We had lost over 300,000 school days in St. Charles County that the children will never get back. The closing of businesses and mandates were unconstitutional and complete government overreach. I will always fight for your constitutional rights and your God-given freedoms and liberty. I'm Joe Brazel, and I'm running for St. Charles County Council District 2. Vote August 6th. Thank you, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Citizens for Joe Brazel. Mike Summers, Treasurer.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy Friday. First of all, I'm just going to come out the gate with it so we get it out of the way. It's Friday. We like to have fun on Fridays. Ryan, you wanted to confess something. I can't even say it with a string.
Wait a minute.
I was going to set you up, and I couldn't. I'm out of practice.
I'm glad you didn't, because I would have been standing here going,
my
what?
BS meter is not in good form. Anyway.
I'm pregnant.
You can do that these days. Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
Moving on with the show.
Yeah.
The YouTube poll for today, we're dipping our toe into shaky waters with this one. Did you read the poll?
I laughed when I walked. You guys were having a serious discussion. I walked in and started laughing. I felt bad, but it was based on the poll.
Well, we're reporting on news, and we want to test the Annie Fry Show audience. So the YouTube poll, if you go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, we need your comments on this. Freaky Friday, have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden, yes or no?
You know, there were two Olsen twins.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's possible.
But there was only one Michelle.
But there was only one Michelle. So
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Due to what we like to call the Full House effect.
Yes, we do. However, in The Parent Trap,
You got to do.
there was only one Lindsay Lohan, but two of her in the movie. So
That's not even the real movie. It's a remake.
Oh, you mean the original?
Yeah.
With Haley Joel Osment or whatever that lady's name is.
I don't know. Haley Joel Osment is the boy who can see dead people.
It's something like that. I never saw the original or the sequel.
Do you believe that there are more than one Joe Biden?
No, I don't. And this is the kind of
Man,
lane I like to traffic in,
I was
too.
just going to say, this question and this show was catered towards you not saying no.
Okay.
No.
Maybe.
You're a no?
I'm a no. I got to say no. I just can't get behind that. Is it possible? Yes. But it would be amazing. That would be one of the greatest conspiracies ever.
Anyways, on YouTube, that's the name, said, I voted yes. I mean, come on, man.
Not a joke.
No, he didn't say that. He's serious. Brad? I mean, isn't this something that pretty much everybody is talking about, at least on social media? I don't know how many verifiable, real news media sources, other than us, of course, are talking about this.
I have seen the videos of the mask, and it's like, it's a guy wearing a mask. You can see it right here and here. And, like they pause on this blurry image with a circle and an arrow pointing. And it's like, I'm not really sure what you're seeing here.
It is a common practice for the president to have dupes for security purposes.
Yes.
So the idea that there would be the idea. I would have punched myself in the face every time I say that.
I'll do it.
And okay, fine. Show's gonna be over quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The thought.
There you go.
That there are multiple people who present as the president for the purpose of diversion to protect the president. That happens.
Mm-hmm.
What we're talking about in this poll, have you seen the Twitter videos of the masks that go over the face, and have you seen the TED Talk of the wife of the CIA person or something like that?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, she fooled George W. Bush.
Yes, she gave a briefing to George W. Bush as somebody else in a mask. It was like
real history.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? I'm gonna change your answer by the end of the show.
You're changing my answer right now
I
because
know.
that was like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Where have they gone since then?
Yeah, it's only gotten better, right?
Or worse. It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Huh. I just told who I thought was our boss a whole bunch of things.
Steve? That wasn't Steve. That was Joe Biden.
Oh my gosh. And here's the thing. I think that I'm going to say no to this poll question.
For now.
For now.
You're
have we seen more than one Joe
YouTube
Biden?
account. Make sure you subscribe.
But I think that there are 3 or 4 JD Vances.
It's the only explanation that makes sense. Brad?
Man, if there's 2 Joe Bidens, it's because he has split personalities. Like one's like really angry and the other one's really confused. But no, I don't think
You're just talking about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
One comes out at night.
Yeah, not Joe. The other one's like,
completely relate to those personalities myself, so I'm not going to judge him for that.
No, I look at it. I think, what is the movie? Dave, where Kevin Kline plays the president.
They made movies about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a situation like that. I mean,
if it's in a movie, it's probably real.
But let me be honest. If
They're all laughing at us.
If 10 years down the road,
All
it
the
came
Joes.
out that there were several Joe Bidens and all this came out.
And we're talking about Joe Biden's presenting as the president of the United States,
doing
not
official.
just one leaving a stage here and going to get into a
Right.
car while the real Joe Biden goes his way.
Right. If that came out and this turned out to be real, I'd go,
Oh.
yeah, like I wouldn't be blown away.
But you're a no.
But I'm a no. I think everything that people, when they're putting up the pictures of him when he was a young man and now, I think that's plastic surgery. And I really think you guys underestimate how much that can change the way you look.
I did some research.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You found it's true, huh?
I didn't.
Okay.
That's not where the research led me. In 2008, when he was being tapped as the VP, he disappeared for a while. I recall stories being reported that Joe Biden had gone away for a while. Like, where is the guy? I think that the stories that I was recalling I think they were actually about Hillary Clinton. Because when I was looking this stuff up and I was trying to, mix and match different searches on the internet, I was trying to find news articles of where Joe Biden went away for a bit. And it turned out he did, but it was in 2008, and there are lots of reports on all sorts of different media outlets talking about the fact that he had plastic surgery. Listen, you have plastic surgery, whatever. There's nothing wrong with having plastic surgery. It's your face. It's your body. If that's what you want to do, I implore you to not overdo it. But if you overdo it, that's on you, not me. That's whatever. So his appearance, when people compare Joe Biden's 2024 appearance, when he's almost 82, to Senator Joe Biden pre-2008, when he very publicly documented has had plastic surgery, of course he's going to look different.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have plastic surgery, I think this is a question that at least I'm asking myself. There is a very large trend of women who are maybe 20 years older than me who are getting plastic surgery, but then maybe just a little too much plastic surgery, and they all are starting to look the same. The goal is to just not take the extra step. So if you want to If you want to Botox, if you want to have whatever, I don't care. Go do it if that's what you want to do. It's none of my gosh darn business what you elect to do. I'm always wondering, eventually time will do something to it, whatever it is. What does that look like? I think it looks like Joe Biden. I think we know the answer to it now because he looks, I don't want to say that word. I don't want to say that word either.
What if when he went away, all he got was glute implants? Like all the speculation is true, but it's not his face.
Look at that dump truck.
Yeah, but have you seen this?
Man, he's walking away from the cameras a lot. Maybe he wasn't confused. He was trying to show off that whole time.
America.
He stops and looks over his shoulder and puts his aviators on, and he keeps going.
His finger up to his mouth. Man, are we gonna get emails?
Yeah.
I just think that he looks puffy. He just doesn't look natural. I'll put it that way. It looks very unnatural.
Yeah.
The way he is right now. And I do think that if that happened in 2008, we're coming up on 20 years of time affecting an unnatural procedure being done that I think it's just, when you see it, it's not going to look the way an 82-year-old man looks. And that was the intention of plastic surgery, is to not look that way. So I think that is the explanation why his face looks different than his hands and all that stuff. People were talking about his presidential address, which we didn't really get into a whole lot. Dana Perino referred to it basically as a State of the Union, and that's what it was. He didn't say anything about himself. The only thing that he kind of owned, he made that line, and that's the line that stuck out to me, is that personal ambition, that can't get in the way. Kudos for that. But why the heck now? You don't get my claps and snaps because you came out in the end of July after you own the entire primary and shamed anybody who suggested maybe you're not up for the job. Maybe this isn't exactly maybe Joe Biden isn't exactly fully capable of being up to the job. When we come back in the next segment, I'm going to play for you a 2020 ad that Donald Trump put out, and people will be able to watch it. So this concept of somehow or another Joe Biden has just declined to the point where it was good in March when people were voting in the Democrat primaries between Joe Biden and not committed, to now. I mean, yeah, maybe there was some deterioration there that makes it too difficult for the Democrat Party and the Biden administration to hide how bad it is. But good grief, we all knew it was there. And the front row seat to all of this, two people, Jill Biden, Kamala Harris. You two people are the ones who had the most to gain by keeping up the ruse. Think of this for Kamala Harris. How was Kamala Harris going to get on the ticket? Was she going to run in the primary?
No.
And win?
No.
How does Kamala Harris get on the ticket to be the nominee? And what Democrat does slick Gavin Newsom, the rich white boy from California that's ruined that state with everybody's got a California neighbor right now. We know one on this show, somebody who fled from California to move for whatever reason to Illinois. I don't think he did that right.
He overshot
Sorry,
Missouri
Balls.
just a little bit.
By
you
a
were
little bit.
so
Yeah.
close. He landed at the Air Force Base in Muscuda instead of St. Louis. It's like, okay, we'll give this a try.
He landed on this side of the river and just scooted over. Oh, shoot. Overshot it.
Everybody has a California neighbor.
Yep.
And Gavin Newsom is a dumpster fire. Everybody knows that. You're not going to look at Gavin Newsom. I mean, Gavin Newsom is the worst kind of Democrat because he ruins everything he touches and he acts better than you every time you see him. And if you don't agree with him, it's because you're just not a good enough human being to get it. Gross. JB Pritzker? Mm-mm.
I heard national analysis saying J.B. Pritzker's in the conversation. No,
the reporters keep asking him, "Have you been provided vetting materials for the VP? Are you being considered for?" He's like, "I'm not going to talk about those discussions." I'm like, because they did not happen.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that he's been talking about it. He's like, yeah, they're totally talking about me. I'm VP. Do you know, I saw a thing put up, I think it was Fox News put it up, and it was like electability of these certain candidates, and J.B. Pritzker was actually more electable than Kamala Harris.
Hooray!
Hey,
Hooray!
this is good news, America.
This is good news for America. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kamala Harris knows exactly what's going on here. And again, I think that Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee, but I am not going to believe it until the convention is over. My prediction of Biden not being on the ticket, that was the prediction. That has come to fruition. I think that he wants to finish out his term, but I'm not putting a 25th Amendment situation or a life event happening where they resign out of the question. The best thing, in my opinion, to happen for Republicans politically would be for Kamala Harris to have to actually be the president for a minute. And it would be the worst thing for the country. So I'm not for it. I want what's best for the country. The next few weeks leading into this Democrat convention, it is so imperative that we stay on point about what this election is about. If you think that Kamala Harris is stupid, she has somehow gotten to be the Democrat nominee without ever having to win a vote. That doesn't look stupid to me. It looks like the wrong kind of smart. I don't think that she's dumb. I think that her policies suck. I think that she's terrible for America. I think that Kamala Harris has a vision for this country that is antithetical to what the founding fathers set out for us. I think that she thinks that the best solution to every problem that they can manufacture is more government, which costs more of your taxpayer dollars. I think she doesn't trust you with your freedom. She will provide you some lame version of security for all of the freedom she will ask you to turn over. And she will work to destroy the country as we know it because she is the extension of Barack Obama's fundamental transformation of the United States of America. When you can sell people on the idea of fluffy hope and comforting change and get people to buy into that, there's a very dangerous goal at the end of that because it's not defined. The American people are sold on a feeling and an emotion. And then the goal gets to be set by the person who wins the power and the authority at the end of that election to do what they choose. And what they choose to do is to expand government and shrink your ability to be free in this country. And remember, the Constitution, the government, the structure of the United States of America is to restrict government's access to you, not to restrict your access to your freedoms. Your freedoms come from God. It says so in the documents. From your creator. I mean, you can believe in whatever creator you want to, but your freedoms don't come from government, which means they cannot take them away unless you hand them over. And that is clearly what Barack Obama has been asking you to do with all of his presidencies. And Kamala Harris is more of that. I don't think she's stupid at all. I think Kamala Harris has played her hand about as best as you can play a hand in politics when you are as unlikable as she is. And I'm just basing this on Democrat voting history and polling numbers. When you are as unpopular as Kamala Harris is, and you are now the presumptive nominee for the Democrat Party, that's not stupid at all. It is really scary, though, which means you got to double down. And Republicans and Donald Trump and his campaign have to remind people what they're voting for, not what they're voting against. And what they're voting for is hope and change. Change it back. Change it back to America first. Now, the lunatics out there who will be like, change it back. She means slavery. Well, you're dumb. So I can't even argue with you for those ignorant, small-minded thoughts because you see Trump in everything. You hate Trump in everything. It's why you breathe. That's so far below why I breathe that I don't even entertain that. When I say change it back, get back to America first. Get back to the founding documents. Get back to we the people. Get back to the idea that Americans are about freedom and liberty and not big government. And that's the message that the Republicans have to sell. To honestly sell with receipts. Let's talk more about it when we come back, and I'll play for you that clip of that ad that Donald Trump ran in the 2020 election about Joe Biden. It's pretty wild. We appreciate you being with us today. our Freaky Friday poll of the day, have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? This is a very popular, chatted about conspiracy theory right now. We want to know what you think, yes or no. We are 3 for 3 on the no in the room, but the poll's not really looking like that right now. Leave your comment when you come vote. David said, yeah, he's got a couple of old lookalikes or a clone. Okay, David.
Ooh, a clone. I haven't considered that.
Yeah. What kind of biological, the science do we have going on here?
Yeah, because that would pass a DNA test.
Can you imagine being the person that is in charge of collecting Joe Biden's DNA? Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
The Retirement Advisory Group, we've got another event coming up. I'm going to be there. I hope you are. It's about people like you who are on the cusp of leaving the workforce, going into retirement. You've saved. You've worked hard for what you've built up. You're wondering if it's enough. You're wondering if you can retire without having to worry every day about whether you did enough. That's where Thomas Helbig and Bob and Tammy Kershaw come in with the Retirement Advisory Group. Tuesday, August 6th at the Frontenac Hilton, 6:30 p.m. Let's get together, and you can learn at 6:30 when Bob and Tammy and Thomas Helbig take over about how they can help you make that transition and make all of the smart moves that you need to make to have a worry-free retirement. I show up at about 6 o'clock, and I'm there from about 6 o'clock to 6:30, where we introduce Thomas Helbig, and then he takes over. So I'd love to meet you. Would you come sign up? You got to reserve your spot. The seats will fill up. 314-993-9494. 314-993-9494. Go call them, sign up, tell them Annie sent you, and let's get together Tuesday, August 6th at the Frontenac Hilton. I'll be there at 6. The event starts at 6:30. Would love to see you. RetirementKey.com.
Experience the beauty of custom-crafted windows that enhance your home's aesthetics and energy efficiency. Look no further than Infinity from Marvin, proudly brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design. Why choose Infinity? These windows are not just strong, they're 8 times stronger than vinyl, providing unmatched security for your home. Plus, with Lakeside's expert installation, you're guaranteed precision and perfection. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today. Elevate your home with Infinity from Marvin, where strength meets style.
Can Missouri Republicans trust Bill Eigel? President Trump doesn't. President Trump criticized Eigel for deceiving voters by using his image in campaign ads. Trump even threatened legal action against Eigel. Why does President Trump oppose Bill Eigel? It's because Eigel's campaign is bankrolled by the same rich liberals who are funding ads that attack Trump's record and character. Bill Eigel is a dishonest politician who is bought and paid for by never-Trumpers. There's a better choice. Conservative Republican Mike Kehoe is a businessman and job creator. Kehoe has a bold plan to provide relief to Missouri families who are getting crushed by Biden's inflation. As our governor, Mike Kehoe will eliminate the state income tax to put more money back in your pocket. Mike Kehoe is the conservative Republican we can trust.
Cops for Kehoe is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Cops for Kehoe, and is not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
What's your favorite 4-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our 4-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow, and hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
It's summertime. That means backyard barbecues, and you need to leave that all up to Grill Master Tony's Barbecue for some of the best food you've ever eaten. Here's the deal. He's having a summertime pork fest. That means you get pulled pork, pork steaks, or baby back ribs with potato salad, coleslaw, or broccoli bacon salad with bread and the sauce. And it's so easy to order for a group of at least 10 people, up to 500. Just go online to grillmastertony.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Get in your comfort zone with a free home safety package on a new HVAC system. That's an almost $800 value for free. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Missouri, it's time to vote. The Missouri primary is August 6th, and early voting is happening now. Make your voice heard. Cast your vote in the Missouri primary. Democracy 2024. It's happening now on 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Man, if you could hear dancing, I can hear it.
Just picture me in a Spider-Man outfit.
What? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Are you just trying to make it a thing?
Yeah, because I have a video out there of me dancing this song in a Spider-Man outfit, and I want it to go viral.
What a great song. Sing it.
Take on me. That's like the Dracula version. Take me on.
Now do Chocula.
I'll be gone.
Hit it.
Am I doing mine or am I doing Dracula? Which one?
It's really hard
Doesn't
to tell.
matter.
Nobody's listening anyway. Not anymore.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Yeah.
Back to the real show.
Yeah, Freaky Friday. Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? Our conspiracy theory poll for the day. Wow, guys, on your responses here on the votes. We need more votes. We're 3 for 3, no. But let's see here. Jonathan says, sure. I'm sure they keep a whole closet of Joes lined up like Batman uniforms.
See, that's the thing about the clones. I hadn't thought about it from that angle. If you had cloned the guy, he wouldn't even know there were other versions of him. He'd have all the same memories or lack thereof. They'd trot him out there. He'd think he's the original, not knowing the whole time there's 5 other of him sleeping somewhere in Delaware.
It's like that scene from that last Star Wars movie where there's just Joe Biden's in back the tanks just shriveled up waiting for them to pull him out and put him in.
I mean, you don't share, you have different existences and memories like post-cloning, right?
Well, if you want to get real scientific about it, I'm picturing the part where they go into sort of a chamber, and then in a chamber next door, like in the movie The Fly, another Joe Biden steps out.
Transfers his
Yeah.
consciousness.
I'm not talking
The
about
Prestige.
like creating a new one from cradle. I'm talking about boom.
I'm going to be
clone.
honest. I quit listening.
It's a good thing you don't go back and listen to the shows where you were gone.
Oh, God,
There's
no.
a lot of that.
No, I'd never take vacation ever again. I'm going to play for you this Trump ad here in just a second. And it's the crazy thing is that it's from the 2020 campaign. But isn't it a bit insulting that we were literal weeks away from being told that he's completely fine? Kamala Harris herself was like, I can't keep up with him.
They're still saying that now because they have to defend that he's going to be the president still. So the White House, everybody's, no.
Sharp
he's
as a tack.
fine. Why is he stepping down then? He just is. He wants to spend more time with his family. They're not saying anything about his health. They still are not doing it.
That's a huge problem. I mean, that's a problem for Kamala Harris politically. why would anybody believe that she's going to be honest when the only reason why you say something like that is because it's politically advantageous for you. That's it. And it was politically advantageous for her to say that one week, and then the next week she's like, I will be your president. But don't people go, yeah, that's a bunch of horse hockey. Like, you can't just do that. And the only people who are going to be all in for that are the people who are all in for Joe Biden, like the Joy Reids, who are like, if Joe Biden is a comatose vegetable, I'm still voting for him. She said that. And she said that she would vote for Joe Biden in that situation because it was better than voting for Hitler, who she said was Donald Trump. I mean, if those are the stakes, and we're looking at transferring votes from always Joe Biden, which is the Democrat version of never Trump, then of course they're going to vote for Kamala. She's not earning those votes. They just transfer.
After watching the debate, Kamala's argument to the nation is, I saw what you saw. He's fine right now. He won't be in January. It makes no sense.
Mm-mm.
Is she going to, who's going to hold her to task? Because the way they are referring to her right now, and good grief, the way the media is talking about Joe, as if he's this selfless hero who has, the comparisons to George Washington, folks, sit down and let's talk just real quick about history. When the country was forming and they were trying to come up with a way to not have a monarchy and to not have a king, they came up with the idea of a president. And George Washington was palatable to the most people. And he had been a general. He had been a military leader. They're like, you should do it. He's like, I don't want to do it. They asked him, he did it. And then after his second term, he stepped down. He didn't have children, so he didn't have somebody who naturally would, like, it was the reason why George Washington, and Brett Baer wrote a good book about this, so I encourage you to check it out, but it's a lot about George Washington. If the reason why George Washington is such a pillar figure in the foundation of our country is because George Washington set the precedent of selflessness. And, his ambition was to get back to Mount Vernon and to live his life in America and not rule over the people all of the time. The Democrat Party right now is trying to work a million steps ahead of everybody else and democracy in the republic so that they can make sure that when one domino falls, they know exactly what happens with the next one. And it doesn't even matter what you think or say. You will eventually come to their conclusion. Joe Biden did not selflessly step down. They threatened him with his legacy. They threatened him that he was not going to win and that he needed to remove himself, and they pressured him to the point where he had to give. That is not honorable. That he is not a hero. If he were a hero, remember back when he ran the first time and he said he was going to be a one-term transitional president? That would have been somewhat heroic. To get the country to the position where, you got away from scary Trump and you united America, and you united America because it wasn't all about your legacy and your ambition and Joe Biden. And then it was like 3 weeks in, he was at a press conference. I remember it. And somebody said something about a second term. And he's like, yeah, we're running again. And everybody's like, what? Huh? Joe Biden would get asked questions in press conferences. He'd give completely 180 turn responses to them. I truly think it's because he doesn't have a strong enough memory to understand where they, like, oh, no, that's not what we agreed upon. I don't think he remembered.
Yeah, I don't either. I think that's why the day after, the assassination attempt was Saturday. Sunday, he came out and gave the address saying, we need to turn down the rhetoric. The next day, he did an interview where he's like, Donald Trump is a dictator. I don't think he remembered any of it.
Mm-mm. Listen to this ad. This is an ad for 2020. And I found it on YouTube. It's on Donald Trump's YouTube channel, and it is unlisted. So I don't know how I ended up finding it, but it's pretty.
He went, he became president. I didn't go, and I'm still vice president. And in addition to that, we have to make sure that we are in a position that we are. Think about it. Everybody is known from day one how smart, how bright Hillary is. Everybody knows.
That's 2016, Joe. 2020.
You know, the rapidly rising and with I don't know.
So be successful.
2015.
I sincerely hope some of you become millionaires and billionaires. I mean that. But engage.
2020.
You know, there's a during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the.
So it says at the end, what happened to Joe Biden? This was an ad that was played in 2020. People knew in 2020, Trump obviously knew in 2020 what was going on. Everybody could see it. It didn't matter to people because they didn't want Donald Trump. It's the same thing that they're saying very publicly out loud right now. We will vote for anything that isn't Donald Trump. That includes Joe Biden. That includes Kamala Harris. Those votes, not Trump's. Never going to be Trump's. Not going to happen. There's a contingent of people who are persuadable to vote for Trump, especially because they feel as though he's been treated largely unfairly over this time. And then there's a group of people that could be persuaded not to vote for the president. Always Trumpers, never Trumpers. Set them aside. Those are the same no matter what. There's a group of people in the middle, and that's who Donald Trump needs to win. Kamala Harris was there the entire time that Joe Biden was declining. She knew when you sign up to be the vice president of the United States, you are obviously looking at the state of health and the state of mind of the president of the United States, because you were going, ooh, one heartbeat away. And you are looking at that like, yeah, I'm this far or I'm this far away from being the president of the United States. I guarantee you the Speaker of the House is kind of like, what's going on over there? Okay, all right. The President Pro Tem of the Senate, who's the fourth in line, is just checking on the Speaker of the House. If you're in the line of succession, you know where you lie.
Yeah. How you doing, Mike? You okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
You look a
Kamala?
little...
You got COVID or anything?
Mm-mm.
His family has known on record for at least 6 years. We know that from the laptop.
Yeah. Hunter's text to, I can't remember who it was. It might have been, I don't think it was Jim. It might have been a friend. Or maybe it was his new wife, Bo's ex-wife, or not ex-wife, widow.
Yeah.
Was talking, or making dementia jokes.
Yep.
Making dementia jokes. And remember, this was before the 2020 election. I don't remember the specific date of that text.
2018.
I was thinking it was around there as well. But it was, the laptop was recovered and made public in October of 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
They knew. Mm-hmm. They knew the whole time. And it was more important to them to preserve power in a controlled environment with Joe Biden. And Kamala Harris signed on to the ticket. She didn't just sign on to the plan. She signed into the plan. She was part of the plan. And we are now seeing that take place right now. She is dishonest. She is deceitful. And we all know it. And everything, like I keep seeing these clips, which I would never see if Fox wouldn't keep airing them, of MSNBC and CNN and, the people slobbering all over how heroic Joe Biden is. Oh, barf. Give me a break. It is not heroic. It is selfish. And it caught up to him. And the Democrats are going to have to see if they can play out this plan in a modified way, because I think that Joe and Jill decided to quit playing ball. And they got a little tougher, and they got a little more aggressive, and they got Joe Biden to step down. Now they have to sell Kamala Harris to us. Listen to her ideas. Look and see what she's done. Look and see what she hasn't done, and stop there. No female attacking, no skin color commenting, no intelligence insulting. You don't need to do that. It's not like she's the most successful politician ever, and she's really a threat to Donald Trump because of what she's done. You don't have to go to the other things. There is plenty of material to criticize about Kamala Harris in her role as vice president, as senator, as attorney general of the state of California. There is plenty there. Stick to what matters. because the voters who are in the swayable block of people don't need to hear your really super witty insults that come from the playground. They just don't need to hear them. And I will promise to try to be above them on this show 100% of the time. And I hope that I'm able to make that commitment. All right, let's take a quick break. Be or not to be when we come back?
Yep.
Perfect. Ryan Wiggins will take over when we return. And we need you to vote in the YouTube live chat poll. That conspiracy that is flying around that there are more than one Joe Biden. We're 3 for 3 on the no side. But where are you? Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? What do you think? You can vote at the Annie Fry YouTube channel, and you can comment as well if you're a subscriber. Timothy said, I've said this for years. I am not crazy? ? We'll find out and see what everybody else thinks. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
I want to talk to you about a service that I've had in my home from Air Comfort Service. It's their AeroSeal duct sealing. They come into your house and then they make sure that all the ventilation throughout your home, that it's moving air to the places that it's intended to. So if you've got ventilation running from the AC unit and it's going to the second floor where your bedrooms are, where your office is, whatever, and there's a bunch of cracks or loose seals and joints in that ventilation, you're going to have to work really hard to cool those rooms at the top of the house. Maybe the bottom of a floor gets super cold and the upstairs, it's just not quite cutting it. When they come in with an AeroSeal duct sealing, they make it so the entire inside of that ventilation, all of the seals are complete and all of that air is dispersed to the vents where it's supposed to be. It's been done in my house and it made a dramatic difference on how frequently we run our air conditioning and our furnace. So if this is an issue that seems like it's happening in your house, have them come out and do a measurement of how much air leakage you have in your ventilation, and you can find out if an Air Comfort Service AeroSeal duct sealing is right for your home. Reach out to them at 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091. Let them know that Annie sent you online at aircomfortservice.com.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun. Always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
On August 6th, vote Conservative Republican Mike Archer for County Council. Mike Archer supports law enforcement and has earned the endorsement of the St. Louis County Police Officers Association. Mike Archer, a small business owner, will cut red tape and support local businesses so they can thrive. He believes in fiscal responsibility and lower taxes. Mike stands for our Second Amendment rights, defending our families and our homes. It's time for change in St. Louis County. On August 6th, vote Conservative Republican Mike Archer for County Council.
I'm Mike Archer, and I approve this message paid for by Archer for County Council, James Murphy, Treasurer.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks. Which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? That's today's YouTube live chat poll because it's a Friday. It's Freaky Friday. YouTube live chat poll. Type in Annie Fry on YouTube and you can vote and you can leave a comment too. We'd really like to hear from you. 12:49. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Missouri, it's time to vote. The Missouri primary is August 6th, and early voting is happening now. Make your voice heard. Cast your vote in the Missouri primary. Democracy 2024. It's happening now on 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
I'm waking up to action dust.
The Bee or not the Bee.
All right, I got a bunch of headlines for you. You got to tell me whether they are satire from the Babylon Bee or they are real headlines. It's hard to tell. This week, it's kind of easy to tell.
Great segue.
Border,
what else you got?
Border czar responsible for 11 million illegal immigrants entering country demands promotion. Think about it. Ruminate. It is the Bee. Quote, I think my resume speaks for itself, Harris told reporters. I've done things at the border that no one in history ever came close to doing. The vast hordes of migrants, the spike in human trafficking, unprecedented business for the drug cartels, murders, rapes. We've accomplished a lot in my time as border czar, and I can do the same thing for our entire nation. I think I deserve the promotion, America. I can't do her laugh, but you know what it sounds like. That's the first one.
Okay.
Next one. All Brazilian sharks test positive for cocaine.
Ooh.
I know there were cocaine sharks.
Real.
I think it's real.
This is real.
Yeah.
You've heard of Sharknado.
Time out.
Okay.
I saw the story over break. It was like a headline. And I'm like, what else do we test these sharks for?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Somebody
just like, you know what?
That shark is acting a little ragey.
Let's just see if that shark has ever tested pot. I can see like he's really interested in the stock market. Let's see if he's interested in cocaine. Let's test him for it. You've heard of Sharknado. You've heard of Cocaine Bear. Now prepare for the worst of all worlds. Cocaine Shark. That's how the article starts. The researchers rounded up a baker's dozen of sharp-nosed sharks off the coast of Brazil, and every single one of them tested positive for coke. According to the researchers, the cocaine in the waters comes from sewage after people expel the cocaine that they've ingested. How much coke is Brazil doing?
Where's Hunter?
Every 17 minutes,
what is
make
that?
a wish makes the impossible possible.
Well, we just wanted to
Wow,
throw a
I don't know
PSA
what
in
that
there.
is. Somebody is playing something on my hotkeys, and it's
Hunter,
not Brad.
he's pissed.
The government has taken over. Look, they're losing control. They're coming after us.
If you're not watching the YouTube live, you should see Brad's face when something like that happens. His eyes bug out of his head.
It was a very nice message, though. At least it wasn't something crazy. Biden announces he will host his own Stop the Steal rally. This one was my favorite one of the week. According to sources, Biden will host the rally just outside the Democrat National Convention. Quote, it's fraud, plain and simple, explained Biden. The election is over. Now they want to add a bunch of votes in the night? Steal it from me? No way, Jack. We're going to march up there and we're going to tell anyway. Despite Biden's protestations, Democratic Party leaders have assured the primary election isn't being stolen. It's simply being, quote, fortified. This will be the most secure and transparent Democrat nomination process in all of history, assured Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There you go. Next one. Netanyahu asks if he can talk to the real president.
Netanyahu asks if he can talk to the real president. Ooh. I want to know who the real president is.
I do too. I do too.
I don't know. That's got to be the B.
It's the B.
Yeah.
Can I talk to Trump? Where's Trump? I don't know who these clowns in the White House are, but I'd really like to have a meeting with the real president, BB inquired on Monday. The foreign leader was met on the tarmac upon landing in the U.S. by lower-ranking members.
Was he saying that when he was talking to Joe or Kamala?
It doesn't say. It just says he was saying it.
Just left for interpretation.
Just out loud, yeah. It basically goes on to explain that none of those leaders were on the tarmac when he landed, and so he was saying, where's Trump?
Oh, Trump.
Next one. Tennessee lawmakers denounce racism after neo-Nazis harassed child musicians downtown.
What a ride. What?
Yeah, I think you've figured out. This is real.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Say again?
when I saw the headline, I thought, what has happened? Tennessee lawmakers denounced racism after neo-Nazis harassed child musicians downtown.
I don't even know whether to comment if I'm for or against this headline. I don't understand it.
It's just something that apparently there were neo-Nazis, and who knows who these people are, marching downtown in Nashville and harassing a bunch of kids who were playing music down there. So I just went with that headline because that is one of the craziest rides that I think I've seen in a headline in a while. Next one. Newsom says homeless camp pallet fire was caused by climate change.
I don't know.
Real.
Fake.
It is fake. Good job. In the wake of fires that have resulted in the closing of several freeways, California Governor Gavin Newsom revealed investigators found evidence that the blaze was caused by climate change. Quote, the scourge of climate change claims another victim, Newsom said solemnly. These wooden pallets stacked as high as the dreams of migrants coming to America were helpless against the horrific scourge of man-made climate change. I know some will claim it was fueled by piles of human refuse and drug paraphernalia set on fire by homeless arsonists, but we know better. We must not let climate change win.
He's the worst.
We got one more time? Or
No.
We're out?
We're done.
All right.
We're done with you.
Thank you. I'll
Except
be out of
for
here.
2 more hours.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go take a quick break?
No.
I got to stay here?
Stay focused.
Okay.
For the people.
Okay.
On the YouTube stream.
All right. Sorry.
Let's take a quick break. A lot more coming up on the Annie Fry Show. Ask us anything at 1:25. If you want to leave a comment and ask us a question, we will hit those questions in about 30 minutes. We'll be right back.
By now, you've heard Adam Schnelting's false attack ads. Don't buy his lies. Adam Schnelting says he opposes the transgender agenda, but he's trying to conceal the truth. Schnelting has received more than $71,000 from liberal trial lawyers. Those same trial lawyers supporting Schnelting also gave over $100,000 to a liberal group that supports men playing girls' sports, supports men using girls' bathrooms, and even supports gender mutilation surgeries for minors. To make matters worse, Adam Schnelting says he supports our gun rights, but he's received thousands from leading anti-gun lawyers that filed a massive lawsuit against gun makers and gun owners. But that's not all. These liberal lawyers don't just fund Adam Schnelting's campaign, their anti-gun lawsuits, or the transgender movement. They've also been leading funders of Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and even the Joe Biden-Kamala Harris ticket. Adam Schnelting. With friends like that, conservatives just can't trust him. On August 6th, don't forget Adam Schnelting. He's loved by liberals, and he lies like one too.
Gladius PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Gladius PAC, and is not authorized by any candidate or candidate's committee.
Stewart's American Mortgage, that's the home of the bagel loan. Now, you've heard me talking about the bagel loan before, but I want to explain to you what's so special about the bagel loan. When you call Stewie at 314-324-4440 and you talk to him about getting your mortgage or doing a mortgage refinance, both of those can qualify for the bagel loan, which means you're going to be able to access that new mortgage for yourself or that refinance mortgage and not pay any closing costs. This makes it very advantageous when you are buying a home, when you are making an offer, when you are working to make sure that you are the most competitive person out there on the market so you get the home that you've been dreaming to have, or if you're doing a refinance and you can lower the rate from buying it when rates were super, super high. They're not super, super low right now, but if you can knock it down and lock it in and not have to pay any fees to do it, why wouldn't you? Reach out to Stewie at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440 and ask him about the bagel loan. Let him know that Annie sent you. You can Google the bagel loan and MLS number 226715.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there, providing hot meals, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Israel's Prime Minister. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News, gathering at Mar-a-Lago to discuss the what-ifs should Republicans retake the White House in November.
We've had a good relationship. I was very good to Israel, better than any president's ever been.
The president called the current administration incompetent and said we're closer now to World War III than ever. Prime Minister Netanyahu was asked by reporters if his trip to the U.S. has made a ceasefire deal more likely.
I hope so, but I think time will tell. We're certainly eager to have one, and we're working on it.
Prime Minister held separate meetings yesterday with President Biden and Vice President Harris. She has picked up a big endorsement in the presidential race today.
Former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama announced their endorsement in a splashy social media video showing a phone call with Vice President Harris.
I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Harris has quickly amassed the endorsements of nearly every major Democratic player since President Biden dropped out of the race on Sunday. She has also secured the pledges of a majority of Democratic delegates and has raised more than $100 million in campaign cash.
Fox's Jared Halpern, former White House doctor Ronnie Jackson, once a combat medic in Iraq, says it was inappropriate for FBI Director Christopher Wray to suggest in congressional testimony on Wednesday that the wound former President Trump suffered in the assassination attempt could have been caused by shrapnel. Jackson, now a GOP congressman, says he's seen the wound and there is no evidence it was caused by anything other than a bullet. Wall Street, the Dow cooling a little bit, ahead nearly 700 points. It was up more than 800 points earlier. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
For late July, just delightful this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Humidity level still okay. And how about 86 for the high? Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 80s for evening plans. 69 for the overnight low. Saturday, partly sunny. 86. Sunday, partly sunny. Scattered thunderstorm activity Sunday afternoon with a high of 88. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Find something nice for yourself or, someone you love at the Diamond Shop. They're in Clayton, and when you shop at the Diamond Shop, whether you walk in and you know exactly what it is that you're looking to purchase, or you just know exactly who you want to purchase it for. Maybe it's yourself. Maybe it's for somebody you love, and you want to mark the occasion. You've got a budget, but you're not 100% sure what direction to go. Whether you know exactly what you're looking for, you need a little guidance along the way. When you shop at the Diamond Shop in Clayton, the Diamond Shop's been around since 1910 in St. Louis. They're located now in Clayton. You are going to be surrounded by experts that are going to respect everything that you walk into the store, knowing or not knowing. They're kind, they're good people, and they are absolutely fantastic at what they do. That's how they've been around for over 100 years here in St. Louis. A reminder that they also offer 6 months, same as cash. So if you're looking to get something maybe for Christmas, right now is a great time to go in and start that shopping process and spread those payments out over a few months to make it a little more affordable. You can find them online at thediamondshop.net.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Fry, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for the Protecting Your Retirement Educational event, Tuesday, August 6th. It's at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30 p.m. Seats are limited, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas and Bob with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and wondering what to do with your life savings? Are you concerned how a major market correction will affect your retirement? Would you like to have a personalized, structured income plan that shows you the monthly income you'll receive in retirement and how to never outlive it?
Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to protect your nest egg from any more losses? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you cannot afford to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Tuesday, August 6th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30 p.m. Go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hi, I'm Officer John Van Gordon, recruiter with the Springfield Police Department. We are currently looking for driven, qualified, and team-oriented citizens to become the next generation of community-minded servants here in Springfield. Our salaries and benefits are paid from day one. Plus, right now, new recruits are eligible to receive a $5,000 hiring incentive, and experienced officers looking to transfer are eligible for $10,000. To learn more, visit gospd.com. That's gospd.com.
Brought to you by the Springfield, Missouri Police Department.
It's what's happening.
And she is going to be the next president of the United States.
Right now.
Director Cheadle, I don't think she should resign. I think she should have been fired.
Keeping you informed.
Ma'am, you are a DEI horror story.
97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy Friday. Beautiful Friday here in St. Louis. We're glad that you are with us. There's a lot of talk out there right now about Kamala Harris and whether or not she was the border czar. Can we move past that? It doesn't matter what the name is, the word is. When we talked to Tammy Bruce yesterday, her book, Fear Itself, this is exactly what she's talking about. Words. The left gains power and control by language. Don't play the game. They can't beat you in a game that you don't show up to play, which is really what Donald Trump kind of laid the groundwork for in 2016. Is she the border czar? What the heck does it matter if she was the border czar? The only thing that Republicans should be doing right now is going, Vice President Harris or Madam Vice President or whatever the respectful way is to say that. Are you proud of the border policy of the Biden-Harris administration? Question mark, pause, and wait. Let her answer for the policy of the administration, the one that she is a part of. Then you can read back to her the words that she has said out loud about what her responsibility is. You never even have to say the words border czar. We're spending very valuable minutes right now arguing over some stupid name. First of all, the name czar sounds stupid. Isn't that like a Russian term?
Yeah, it's Russian.
Get it out of here.
Get that out of the election entirely.
Yeah, listen, March 24th, 2021, Joe Biden speaking at a group meeting.
I've asked her, the VP today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border. So this new surge we're dealing with now started with the last administration, but it's our responsibility to deal with it humanely and to stop what's happening. And so this increase has been consequential. But the vice president's agreed, among the multiple other things that have been meeting, and I appreciate it, agreed to lead our diplomatic effort and work with those nations to accept the returnees and enhance migration enforcement at their borders.
Two things from that clip. First of all, Joe Biden actually sounds more like Senator Joe Biden there than he does the current president. Yeah. There's a dramatic difference in the way he's still not speaking powerfully and clearly, but he sounds more like Senator Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, than he does current President Joe Biden. Secondly, it's very explicitly made clear that Kamala Harris is in charge of the administration's border position, in Joe Biden's words, because she is the most qualified to do it. Okay, stop worrying about the words border czar. It's something that the media anointed Kamala Harris with, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we call it. Stop playing their stupid games. It's obvious that they come out, they're trying to get ahead of separation of Kamala Harris and the border policy of the Biden administration. They are trying to separate the issue, and Republicans are like, oh, we've been calling her the border czar the whole time. No, you want it. Who cares? Stop playing their game. It's a stupid game anyway. Here is Kamala Harris speaking on the issue.
Folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border, do not come. Do not come.
A departure there. You can tell it's her policy because she said do not and not just don't.
Yeah, it's very forceful.
Do not come, 3 words, which is 3 times as many words as Biden's policy. See, she offers more.
She really stuck with that, too.
That was June 2021. After the March 24th, 2021 command from the President of the United States, Kamala Harris, you're the most qualified person for the border job. I put you in charge of it. She says, yes, sir. And she goes down to Guatemala because she was, what is it, the triangle, the something triangle?
The Gold Triangle countries. Sorry, I thought you were referring to something else.
And Mexico. And she is going down there in response to being put in charge of this issue. Mm-hmm. And her response is, don't come. And then they were all like, okay, Kamala, we'll stop. No, that didn't happen. They kept coming. And then they'd be interviewed by media outlets, and they'll be like, Joe Biden told us to come. Like, literally what happened. Just listen to their words. Does any of it matter if she's the border czar or not? It does not matter. It is inconsequential. Stop playing their game. I'm going to play this Ducey clip because I love Ducey. Let's listen in to cringe on.
So the first one says Vice President Harris was never appointed border czar. There's never been such a position. It doesn't exist. Why are Democrats so sensitive about the vice president and the border?
Why are Republicans so sensitive about actually not owning up to them getting in the way
of a border deal. Why? Why won't they own up to that? Why won't they own up to the last president told them not to move forward? It was a bipartisan deal on just right there, available to them, and they voted twice against it.
Ah, hell! This woman.
Ooh, she turned it on Ducey. What's Ducey going to say now?
First of all, Karine Jean-Pierre completely didn't answer the question.
No.
She's like, why do the Republicans not get on the border bill? It's because the Republicans passed a border bill called H.R. 2 way before the Democrats even put together something. Okay, yes, I correct myself. A Republican senator put it together, and he didn't even vote for it himself.
Yeah.
Because it was a bad deal. That's why. Because it's a bad deal. Because it just streamlined the process of people coming into this country. It didn't stop them from coming into this country. Kamala Harris has said over and over and over again that migrant individuals are not criminals. She does not believe it's a crime to cross the southern border and come into this country. She believes that anybody here should have free health care. Who's paying for that? Because if you're not in the system, you're not paying taxes, which means the people getting the free health care are not part of the system that's paying for it. Which means it wouldn't be free. I guess it would be free for some.
Oh, yeah.
She does have me there.
The best part of that quote-unquote bipartisan bill was where after 2,500 illegal immigrants cross per day, then they say, we'll start enforcing some of the law. Like, why would Republicans take that?
I implore everybody, Republicans, don't ever say the words borders are again. Stop it. It will stop Democrats in their track. They'll be like, oh, man, I thought we were on a good one here. We were on a tear. We had the Republicans all in a tizzy going, everybody was saying borders are. Yes, the media said it over and over and over and over and over again. And it was not Fox News that was saying it. Yes, they probably did say it along the way as an accusatory way to be like, hey, czar, do something. But the whole media was like, lauding Kamala Harris for this big responsibility that needed to take place. We've got a border issue. Kamala Harris trotted herself out there in front of cameras all the time to talk about how bad it was in the 4 years leading up to. Look at the charts. Listen, if numbers and facts hurt your feelings, just say it out loud so I know from the beginning. It makes my conversation with you simpler. She used the responsibility that was bestowed upon her by the President of the United States because Joe Biden, and I quote, said Kamala Harris is the most qualified person for the job. No, he didn't call her a border czar. She's not the border czar. Fine. Put it on Joe Biden. But Kamala Harris was delegated with the responsibility to enact the Biden policy on the border, and here we have it. How do you feel? Do you want more of this? What's behind door number 2? It's Kamala Harris with more crap policy on the southern border. And she's not the border czar. That's what it needs. If I were running the Fox Chirons, every time I had Kamala Harris on the screen, I'd say Kamala Harris, Vice President, not border czar.
She did defend the policies of the Biden administration over and over and over on the border
in a way to attack the Trump policies. Do you know what the Biden border policy is? Undo what Trump did.
Yeah, there is no policy.
That's the policy.
Yeah, if Trump did it, we're just going to do the opposite on everything, border included. That they probably the border probably would not even be an issue if Trump had not made it an issue, because Democrats then decided, well, if Trump talked about it, then we must be against it. Who cares about everything we've ever said about the border in the past? Now we're against having a border because Donald Trump wanted to have a border.
Just pay attention, folks. Okay, listen. Politics is about control. And you're really, like, at the very root of it, you're trying to control two things. How people think, but more importantly, how people feel. And if you can manipulate, that's what politics is. If you can manipulate how people think and how people feel, you can influence both of those things with truth and with perspective on the truth. And you can have a perspective on the truth that isn't disingenuous, that isn't deceitful. You can also work very hard to understand what is true so that you can divert attention from that. You have to know what is true, what is real, what is right in front of you in order to appropriately distract people from what is true. You have to identify the position that you need to have people look away from. The border czar comment surrounding Kamala Harris is a A1 distraction. You're We're pulling our hair out over the fact that the Democrats said one thing a few years ago, and now they're like, that didn't happen. 3 weeks ago, Joe Biden was the most competent, capable man to be in the presidency and was running for re-election, and then he's out. And it's like, what a hero. Kamala Harris is the most competent, capable person to be the president of the United States today. That's why I don't know what's going to happen at the DNC convention. I don't know if Michelle Obama is not going to walk out there and say, I'm the top of the ticket, and Kamala Harris is the vice president, and we're going to have 2 black women on this ticket for the first time in American history. This country will be led by 2 black individuals, will be led by 2 women, and it'll be the best administration that this country has ever seen. Blah, blah, blah. Do your political thing. I don't know that that's not going to happen. I'm still scared that it is going to happen. I'm excited for the end of the convention so I can stop having these agitations in my brain that I need to put away. You can't believe anything anyone says. And I mean, the God's honest truth. They might not know what they're going to do at the convention today on Friday, July 26th. That could still be in flux. See what the polls do. See where the money comes in. See where the money stops coming in. See how people react to Kamala Harris. There's always a honeymoon period, and then it starts to dissipate because natural occurrences in a campaign end up moving forward. We don't know what's going to happen. If Donald Trump were to spend a lot of his money right now combating Kamala Harris in the media, after having spent a lot of money combating Joe Biden, that would be really good for Michelle Obama. He'd have to start all over from scratch again. He's actually gone to the FEC and said, hey, this is, I don't know if he called it fraud or whatever, but kind of saying Joe Biden gets the nomination. He's the guy, presumptive nominee, and now you're just going to go to Kamala Harris? I'm not okay with that. I don't know that he's going to get anywhere with it. But why wouldn't they do it again? I don't trust anything. Stop worrying about whether or not she was the border czar. You know the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter is that the Biden administration put Kamala Harris in charge of the border. Call it whatever you want. Don't call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. The policies are disastrous, and they are Harris policies. In fact, they're probably more restrictive than Harris policies. Ask Kamala Harris what she wants to do with the border. Don't ask her if she's the border czar. Don't ask anybody if they think she's the border czar. Ask what Harris's policies are. That's enough. It's a winning strategy because it gets to the truth of the matter. Let's do Ask Me Anything.
I don't think I trust the media anymore.
You're so ridiculous. Doug's question for us is, we're going to ask this in the next segment. In the theme of body doubles, our YouTube poll today, Freaky Friday, dipping our toe in the conspiracy world poll. Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? Yes or no? We are 3 for 3 no in the room, but we want to know what you think. And it's actually very close now. It wasn't very close before. As your votes have started to roll in, it's gotten a little bit closer in the yes or no vote. Doug says, in the theme of body doubles, who would you want to play you in a movie? And I have no idea who I'd pick. I bet you guys know who you'd pick.
Are we picking for ourselves or for each other?
The question is to pick for ourselves. I'd rather pick for each other. And we've got people suggesting in the comments who should play us. So we'll read some of those responses when we come back. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
I want to talk to you about Cassins and Sons. I trust Cassins with my vehicle purchases. It's a big purchase, obviously. When you go to buy a car, whether you're buying, trying to find just a quality used car for your kid because they just got their license, or you're looking for something that can transport your 4 kids around to all the baseball games and volleyball games and school events. That sounds familiar. That's my life. I go to Cassins and I buy vehicles from Cassins because I trust them to give me, first and foremost, a great, fair price on a vehicle, but I also trust them to be honest and to be helpful way past the point of purchase. I can't implore with you enough to understand the value of having a relationship with a car dealer. And Cassens is that for me. When my husband wrecked the car because the deer jumped out in front of him on a bridge, I'm not going to, it wasn't his fault, folks. It wasn't his fault. We needed to buy a car fast because the car was totaled. The deer went into the radiator. We needed to buy a car fast. I went to Cassens and I told them, I'm not shopping anywhere else. This is what we're looking for. And they took care of us. I did price match the vehicle that we bought with some other places, and it was a very fair price with the best people in the business. They're located on 159, just a couple miles north of 270. It's really easy to get to from anywhere in Edwardsville, Glen Carbon area. Reach Cassens and talk to them about your car purchase. Go online to CassensSons.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Paid for by Lori Rook from Missouri. Ryan Rook, Treasurer.
You deserve to know where your tax dollars are really going. You deserve to know about the backdoor deals our politicians are making with lobbyists. And you deserve to know when your elected officials are supporting things that compromise your conservative values. But right now, it's all hidden behind the curtain. As your next Missouri State Treasurer, I will publish the full story of our state's spending in one easy-to-use website. Vote for me, Lori Rook, in the August 6th Republican primary. Because you deserve to know.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
This is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking. I lost 70 pounds and my friend lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, August 13th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, St. Louis Airport in St. Louis, and Wednesday, August 14th at the 4 Points by Sheraton, St. Louis, Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Brian Kilmeade. We're about to have a female run for president who happens to be a minority, black, Asian, and if people don't like her policies, calling that person racist is not going to work. Making up words is not going to work.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
I see your dirty face hide behind your collar.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
You have to ask me nicely.
Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth!
Okay, I have a question before we get to some of the ones that are in there, because I legitimately thought this to myself, like I wonder what other people think. If you have a question, you can comment it on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. We are currently fielding answers for, was it Doug's question or somebody else's that said, wanted to know who would play us in a movie? He wanted to know who we would think would play us in a movie. I would rather know who you guys would think would play us in a movie. I don't know, maybe we have answers to that. My question is to you guys, and I wonder if you have definitive answers to this. At what point are you running a red light? Do you have to like make the intersection completely by yellow? Do you have to get through the intersection at yellow? Do you just have to get your license plate in front of the line when it's yellow? When is it running a red light?
if I'm just in like a regular running errands, going to the grocery store place,
I don't think it matters.
I have
what
to.
you're doing.
It does.
No.
Then it's just you got to have your bumper across the line before it.
Which line?
The first line.
The first line.
Yeah.
Not the finish line.
Not the finish line. No. Now, if I'm in the city and it's night, or I'm in a place that
It's
I'm
all
like,
optional.
then I'm considering running it as long as there's nobody that I'm going to get in the way of.
If you were driving through downtown St. Louis at any given time, do not expect anybody to ever stop at a red light. If you were going through an intersection 30 miles an hour, because that's the speed limit, or 25 or whatever it is, and it's green and you're just going, you brake and look both ways, or you might get smoked.
Yeah.
So what's the most extreme? Not because you fear for your life. I'm talking about like
just normal. Like,
you're in a
it's
hurry,
going yellow. Okay.
or you're just going through traffic and you're like, oh, do I go? Do I not go?
I'm pretty much going every time and assuming that it'll be okay. It's harder, though.
That is the most Ryan Wiggins philosophy
it really is.
that has ever been spoken.
It's harder to do a turn on a yellow, though, because it takes longer. If you're going straight, it seems like you can get away with it.
So you're saying that if the front end of your car is past the first white line at yellow, you're feeling good about yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So is like you're feeling good about yourself, like you're not going to get a ticket, or like when would you run
What's
it?
right?
Oh, what's right? I think once you're in the intersection, I think that's that white line, and that's when your bumper breaks that white line.
The first white line.
Yes.
So if
so
you
like
can
the
get
line
your,
you're supposed to stop at,
if you can get your bumper past the first white line before it turns
you're
red,
technically in the intersection.
Brad said it. It's legal.
that's not how the law
That's like
works.
whenever you're no. If you're making a left turn,
He's making a
you
left
can
turn.
you can go into the intersection and wait to make your left turn.
See, do you see how he's like, according to section C 3.4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is what happened whenever I was in driver's ed, because I got flipped off because I was doing what my driver's ed instructor told me to do. But he said you pull out you ease out into the intersection, and
Someone
then you can
gave
make
you
your
the
left
finger?
turn. Yeah.
Did you
For
give him the
not
finger back?
running a light?
No, my driver. No, I was in the intersection to make a left turn.
When it
and
was,
this
did you enter the intersection when it was green or yellow?
When it was green.
And it turned yellow.
And it turned yellow, and then it turned red, and then I proceeded through.
What were you supposed to do? What are the other options? Just
Well,
sit
that
in the middle of the
person
intersection?
was like expecting me not to be in the intersection. You're supposed to wait at the line for it to turn whatever your
I
space.
would think that that's correct. Not that that's what I do, but I would think that you should not enter the intersection until you can proceed to turn.
But that was what my driver's ed instructor was instructing me to do, because you can't proceed through an intersection until the intersection's clear. It doesn't matter if you have the green light or not. And he leaned across me and pointed and screamed something at the person that flipped me off.
Wait, the driver's ed teacher was yelling at the other guy?
Yes.
And he was like, according to
He's like, he was like, no, you have to wait.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coach Sergesketter. Never forget it.
my goal is always I look at the light the whole time through. My goal is to get through without seeing it turn red.
Okay.
I don't think that you can get your front license plate across the white line when it's still yellow right before it turns red and be in the clear.
Like, if that's technically correct, how are you, like, the cop was like, no, you weren't, and that's such a judgment call.
Annie, there's a solution to your problem. Every time you go through an intersection, close your eyes.
How about no, Scott? You got a question you want to ask?
Yeah, if you could make one rule for the office that everybody had to follow, what would you do?
What would you do?
I would make reply alls illegal.
Oh, I might be seconding that one. Just reply to the person who sent it and CC the person who it's about.
I do sometimes feel bad if there's like a big congratulations and nobody follows up with anything, but
you don't know that they're
not
not following
know that
up.
they're not. But
No, we have a bunch of good people who are saying, everyone congratulates Brad for being like the emperor of the day or whatever he just got acknowledged
Yeah, he just
for.
won something.
And so you reply to Brad and maybe the supervisor who sent it out to like, hey, Brad, great job. We're super proud of you.
Yeah, it's hard not to congratulate the guy walking around in a robe all day.
I know. Why did they give him
With
that?
a scepter and a crown?
Scepter, robe and scepter.
Yeah.
Are you wearing anything under that?
That is high. That would be high on my list. Reply alls. I don't have a lot of gripes here. This has been a pretty
People are
great place to work.
Pretty good about a lot of those kind of nuanced things there.
I would.
Brad's like getting a scroll out.
Yeah.
I
Hold on.
agree.
Yeah.
I've got a list here. Most of my stuff is like if you see a piece of trash on the ground, pick it up.
Do you see a lot of trash on the ground?
I
here?
do, and
Nobody does because he picks it all up.
But I pick it up, like especially in the bathroom. There's like paper towels on the ground or something like that. Just grab
Is it
an
a
extra-
bathroom issue?
It might be just a guy bathroom issue.
Maybe
but
you guys are slobs.
They are. Not maybe.
Oh,
definitely.
He says
definitely are.
They
are. Yeah. I always wait until I know Brad's about to go, and then I go in there and I just kind of
goes in there, makes a big dookie.
Use all the free cologne. The bathroom attendant's like, come on.
He slaps him in the face.
The only other thing, like if I could make one rule for the world, I would outlaw, punishable by death, gum chewing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I hate it. I can't handle it.
Not even if they're doing it silently?
You can't do it silently.
I think you're right. Okay.
If you're using gum to like freshen your breath, take care of your business and get done with it. It just doesn't. It's very selfish. That's why I will never be bestowed with that kind of power.
What about Haichu? It's a gum you can swallow.
It is?
That's the way it was marketed originally.
I don't think that's true. I don't. I mean, like marketed, yes, but I don't think that's true. Brad, do you have a question you want to ask?
Yeah. The question I had to ask is there anything major that you've recently just had to come to terms with? Like you can't do anything about it and you just have to accept it now?
What's yours?
I'm trying to think of what it was when I wrote this question down. And I think this is whenever I was thinking about looking at the clock and seeing time pass and that sort of thing. And it's like you just can't do anything about it and you just got to come to terms with it.
I'm working really hard to try to, I'm going to talk to Kamo about this, but accept the passage of time.
Ooh.
It's been very difficult for me to keep up with the speed with which my children are growing. But I can't say that I've come to terms with it. I know that I need to, but it's very difficult. I am burdened by that in a way that I think every parent understands. So I wouldn't say that it's excessive, but it is consuming at times. So, what about you?
I think I'm depressed that I will never. I don't know that I'll ever sell a TV show. I've always wanted to. It's been my career dream to sell a show that I also wrote. And the way the industry is right now, they're just not making anything. If you notice, there's less being made now.
Could you make this a show?
Than there ever. Yeah, I could. But I didn't really write it, so it's reality. So it's just weird. I think that the whole industry is changing in such a way that I'm not sure there's going to be much being made. Like everything's switched so much to YouTube and content creators that even traditional movies, there's just less and less being made. So that's a weird thing to say about like, oh, here's the industry trends. But it is something that I've always dreamed of doing that I just don't know what the future looks like for that.
A couple other questions that we have coming in here before we get to who would play us in a movie. If you could learn any musical instrument overnight, what would it be? Bobo wants to know.
Tuba.
I thought you already played the tuba. You always walk around with one.
That's for show.
Oh.
It's because it makes me
but
look good.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could play it?
I just want people to look at it and go, oh, that's awesome.
It's like
nice.
The tuba line of a song is not that exciting.
Ryan just wants to follow me around the office with it.
I mean, isn't that the womp womp?
Stop.
Isn't that what womp comes from, kind of?
I think that's a trumpet or a trombone, isn't it? Like, womp, womp. Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't need more tuba in our lives. Brad, what would you learn?
I'm stuck between electric guitar and violin, but I think I'm leaning violin.
Do you play anything, Ryan?
Electric violin.
You're full of crap. Do you play anything, Ryan?
I play your heartstrings. No.
He plays games. That's what he's done. He plays too much.
My heartstrings?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I get you to get me all those oatmeal cream pies.
I just
he
do
looks
that
so
when
sad
I want
over
you to
there.
carry more of the burden of the 2 o'clock hour.
I just shut up in the 1 o'clock hour, and then I'm like, here comes candy.
Exactly. Do you play any musical instruments?
No.
Brad, do you play any?
I can kind of play the bass guitar.
You can kind of play the bass
Yeah,
guitar?
a couple songs, as long as it's pretty basic.
Like Smoke on the Water?
Yep, can do that one.
What's the bass line of that?
Isn't that boom, 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 boom?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's at least something.
The E string, open, 3rd fret, 5th fret, open, 5'3" or something.
He's saying that like Ryan's going to go, oh, yes, you do know.
What I was going to do is I don't fret over any of it. Thank you very much. We'll be back next hour.
I have a violin. I would love to learn how to fiddle. Love, love, love to learn how to fiddle. I don't know how to fiddle.
If you could fiddle, would you dance around?
Even the music was like, shut up. I can play the piano. I can play the guitar. I can sing a little. I would love to learn how to fiddle.
I would love for you to learn how to fiddle. Because then you could get a cabin in the woods.
What is that song?
I don't know. What are you referring to?
I don't know what you're referring to.
I'm making a whole character out of you.
Josh wants to know if Tulsi Gabbard ran as an independent, would you vote for her?
This year?
I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
There's
No, I'm
no
voting
doubt
for
about
Trump.
that. I wanted to vote for Tulsi Gabbard on the Trump ticket. We didn't talk about J.D. Vance as a pick, but he's not my fave. I think he's a great senator. That's fine. I just, Bobo wants to know, what's the worst thing about you? Brad, you go first.
Oh, gosh.
I need Ryan to pick one.
Ryan's going to need all day.
Maybe instead we should just say the worst things about each other. What's the worst thing about you, Brad?
Oh, man. I think it's my temper. I think that's the worst thing about me.
Do you agree with that, Ryan?
No, there's lots of worse things.
Go on.
I thought that's what the tuba was for. It was the therapy to keep him calm.
Oh, no, that's just when he doofs up. Uh-oh, he did a doof again.
What's the worst thing about you?
That I don't know how to play the tuba.
Currently.
Yeah, right now.
Top of mind.
Honest answer, I would say maybe I care too much. I'm too punctual. You know? I mean, there are things...
You know, in a roundabout way, you are answering the question.
What about you?
How judgmental I feel right now.
Yeah.
The worst thing about me is... I don't know if it's the worst thing about me, but I'm going to rephrase it to the thing I like the least about me. Is that, first of all, I'm an introvert. By nature, I am good at being an extrovert, but it takes work to be an extrovert for me. There have been a few things that have happened to me over the course of my life that have been socially very painful. And so my fight or flight reaction to that is to just, you guys can vouch this because you're in my inner circle, but you're not in my innermost circle because like there's nobody in my innermost circle other than maybe my husband and my kids. But I just am a very closed off person, and it is a defense mechanism that I feel like serves me well, but is probably also punitive. I mean, being a public figure in whatever capacity I wouldn't call myself a celebrity, but I'm a public figure. You can Google me and find out pretty much what I think about anything. That I have made myself be very closed off. And I've had very close relationships in school that ended up being, like when I was a kid, that ended up falling apart in dramatic ways, but not really in ways that most middle school kids don't deal with. It's not really like particular to me. Everybody has an experience like that. That started me closing off in junior high, and then with like church family, I think a lot of people, I say this and I don't like to talk about this, but I do bring it up because I get so much feedback from people who know what it's like to have to break away from a church family and how complicated it is, and there's good and there's bad that comes along with it, and that is very painful to go through. So then it's like you try not to set yourself up again to have a situation like that. Professionally, been very close to people, coworkers, that just ends up falling apart too. So what I do, and I don't love it about myself, I'm just not strong enough right now to have a different defense mechanism, is I'm just a very private person. And you guys probably have noticed.
You know what would help with that?
Tuba.
Yeah. But personally, I think the fiddle would help a lot with that.
If I learned or if you learned?
No, if you learned, because if you went through one of those times, you'd know waiting at home for you right there is that fiddle. And maybe a little jig.
Sounds like a lot of work. I don't know. My friends that I have very close and dear friends that I've had for a long time, or the ones that I have developed friendships with in the last 10 or so years, and it's always for me quality over quantity. So, do you want to say what the worst thing is about you, or just that you're just so great and it's a burden on people?
I don't know. I do have a temper at times too. Here's what one of the worst things about me is I'm very impatient. I just want things to happen way faster than anybody is capable of making them happen.
I think that's pretty relatable too.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to get to a list. Are there any of these suggestions that people have made of who would play you in a movie that you particularly love that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I got some pretty good ones out there.
All right. Well, if you've got suggestions for who should play us in a movie, give us your suggestions on the Annie Fry YouTube channel and vote. It's our Freaky Friday conspiracy theory poll. We want to know if you think that you've publicly seen more than one Joe Biden, yes or no. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
The Retirement Advisory Group is inviting you to come to another free event. If you haven't been to one yet, if you went and you're like, I'd like a refresher, this is the time. I'm going to go. It's Tuesday, August 6th. The event starts at 6:30 p.m. at the Frontenac Hilton. It's free to attend. You need to reserve your spot because seats will fill up. I'd love to see you. 314-993-9494. If you're coming to meet me and meet Mark Cox and Mark Reardon, Mark Cox and I generally get there right at 6 o'clock and are shaking hands with as many people as we can up until 6:30. Mark Reardon gets there as soon as he can because he's obviously on the air. It's a great opportunity for us to get to know some of you, so we really cherish this opportunity to talk with you. But getting to the event that starts at 6:30 p.m., Thomas Helbig and Tammy and Bob Kershaw are going to talk to you about how you can protect your retirement and give you the tips and tricks that you need to transition out of working into retirement with a big exhale and a great smile on your face. It's a free event. There are snacks. I'll be there from 6 to 6:30 when the event starts. So please come early and please get your spot. Bring some friends along. Reserved. I would love to see you there. Tuesday, August 6th at 6:30 p.m. at the Frontenac Hilton. 314-993-9494. RetirementKey.com.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish and just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah? Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
I have a save the date for Stray Paws Rescue's annual party. Has food trucks, drinks, raffles, all the good stuff, and puppies, doggies looking for their forever home. If you could, or if you want to, it's in St. Peter's, just go to my website. That is bartinman.com. So that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. It's July 27th, 12 to 5 p.m. out in St. Peter's. It's a good time. I'll be there. I just don't know when I'm going to be there, but you get to meet all the volunteers. But if you're looking to do something and you would like just to volunteer, again, go to the website. Can never have enough volunteers. Or if you would like to, if you have a couple dollars and you would like to help a dog out, help a dog out. Help me out. No, not for me. Help a dog out. Again, that is July 27th, Saturday. It's on a Saturday, 12 to 5. Thanks for your help in advance, and God bless.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
Freaky Friday. We have, let me rephrase this question. Have we instead of we have? Make it into a question instead of a statement.
It's kind of a tell thing,
Ryan's answer is
you've
pretty
changed your answer
self-evident.
from no to yes.
This is my plea for a oatmeal cream pie. Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden?
Get
Yes
the man
or
a
no?
cream pie.
Somebody tell me whether we've seen more than one Joe Biden over the course of this 4 years. Yes or no? That's the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll 149. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Missouri, it's time to vote. The Missouri primary is August 6th, and early voting is happening now. Make your voice heard. Cast your vote in the Missouri primary. Democracy 2024. It's happening now on 97.1 FM Talk. You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Needless to say, I'm keeping a check. She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. All right, we had a question originally from a listener who wanted to know who would play us in a movie. Doug said, in the theme of body doubles, who would you want to play you in a movie? Do you guys have anybody who you would want to play you in a movie?
Yeah, I can go first. Terry Crews.
He's pretty sexy. It's just because he's part of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, isn't it?
Kinda, but he can move his pecs. He can make him dance.
He's not the only one.
Well, anybody who could, but I like him. He's funny. And he can move his pecs.
Okay, I'm not going to pick mine based on pecs, just so you know. Brad?
Mine's along the lines of Ryan's. I'd like Dave Bautista to play me.
Ooh, Dave Bautista's a good one.
Yeah,
the dumb guy from Guardians?
Yeah, because he's funny and he can move his pecs.
Yeah, it's really important for a guy to be able
Boys
to
are
move his
so
pecs.
weird.
Yeah. If
Men!
moving them is cool.
Can you
dance?
you imagine if women behaved like this?
I wouldn't mind if they did.
I mean,
I know you would.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I have imagined that.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I'm like, man, I wonder if the world's like this, because that'd be great.
You guys are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So here are some of the suggestions as to who would play us. I don't have a preference. I don't know who looks like me. Andy, our dear friend Andy, said Brad would be John Krasinski, Ryan would be Seth Rogen, and I would be Kirsten Dunst. That's interesting.
Okay.
Grade that slate.
I'd give it a C, maybe C+.
Yeah. C+.
It's not awful.
Slate of electors.
Yeah. Kirsten Dunst. I don't know. It could happen.
Frank says Hugh Jackman for Brad, Chris Elliott for Ryan.
Oh, come on.
I'd take that.
Hugh Jackman and Chris Elliott.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Chris, there's a difference between taking it and agreeing. Chris Elliott.
Yeah. You didn't know who it was, did you?
I didn't know.
Now you do.
He's the really creepy butler in like Scary Movie or something like that.
Yeah. He was the star of Cabin Boy.
No,
he was a writer for David Letterman for a long time.
1,000% agree with that.
Chris Elliott.
That's not fair.
Let me see your little hand, Ryan.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
You can go with Chris Elliott, but you can't go Hugh Jackman and Chris Elliott.
No. You can't do
Frank.
that. That's
and
ridiculous.
Faith Hill.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that. It's a little off, I would say. Doug says Brad would be played by Jon Favreau. Are we talking about the director or the politician?
I hope the director.
Good question. Hopefully director. Because I
That's
don't know what
interesting.
the politician looks like.
Jim Carrey would be Wiggins?
I could take that.
I think Jim Carrey could do a good Wiggins.
I don't think so. Steve Carell for Wiggins, G-Whip says.
I could take that.
Yep.
Potentially. Matt Damon as the Brad Range.
Matt, why are you getting these?
Maybe they think he's a good-looking guy. Chris Elliott.
That can't be true.
I only know Chris Elliott from having that really weird hand.
What? Is that one of the scary movie characters?
I don't remember.
it
I
is.
don't really
Does
remember.
he have the fake baby hand or
Yeah.
something in that?
And he's like, my germs, and he sticks it in the mashed potatoes.
I don't
yeah.
really know anything other than that man and that character.
Chris Elliott's funny, though.
Russell says Annie, Jennifer Aniston. Well, that's kind and a bit too generous. Brad, George Clooney, Ryan Wiggins.
Endorsed. That means I'd be in a movie with George Clooney and Jennifer Aniston.
I love this one. I had to Google it. For Ryan, Paul Giamatti.
No, I don't endorse that.
That is Ryan Wiggins in like 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's old Ryan Wiggins.
Yeah, I'm not fighting that.
That's in the film where you reflect on your career,
Yeah.
your illustrious career.
Yeah. After the 2024 election, I took some time off to really reflect, and I haven't done anything since.
Vicky says Annie, Blake Lively. Good grief, you people are very kind. Brad, Jim Caviezel, and Ryan Reynolds.
Done.
Aren't Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds married?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh.
Jim Caviezel is in between them.
He's Jesus.
Yeah.
Leave room for the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
3 in 1, yet 3 separate parts. Josh says Annie, Reese Witherspoon, Brad, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Wiggins.
Yep, I'd do that too.
George says if Disney made the movie, Whoopi would play it.
Yeah. Joy Behar.
I'm going to tell you what, Whoopi Goldberg is a huge Disney fan. Has she lost a lot of weight?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I've seen her on some View clips lately, and it looks like she's dropped a lot of weight.
Okay.
I think Whoopi Goldberg is kind of an old-fashioned leftist that just doesn't care. Of all of the people on the View panel, I probably like her the most. Joy Behar is so insufferable. And then they put a token conservative on there that doesn't represent conservatives. Whoopi, to me, is the most honest of all of them. You at least get Whoopi from her, it seems. John Winkler says David Cross.
Yeah, I could do that.
Who's he?
He's a comedian. He was
in that same movie as Chris Elliott. He was the guy in the wheelchair.
Oh my gosh.
Arrested Development is probably his most famous show. Mr. Show.
Adrian Pilecki as Andy Fry, David Cross as Wiggins, working on Brad. I don't know who. Oh, Aaron Paul is Brad. Aaron Paul? Is that the Logan? No. I'll have to Google these people. Thank you for the suggestions. We appreciate it. We're going to come back with a fun 2 o'clock hour. We might go over some things we missed during the week, and we'll take you into your weekend with an exhale here on the Annie Fry Show. Don't go away.
Your love would be too much, or you'd be left in the dust, unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower, you're the sunflower.
Hey homeowners, it's time to transform your house into a masterpiece with Lakeside Renovation and Design, your James Hardie siding experts. Picture this, durable, weather-resistant siding that doesn't just protect, but elevates your home's value and curb appeal. James Hardie, the gold standard in siding, installed by the pros at Lakeside. Say goodbye to maintenance headaches and hello to a home that stands the test of time. Ready for a siding upgrade? Lakeside Renovation and Design is your go-to. Visit our showroom or call today. Unleash the potential of your home with James Hardie Siding.
You've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. You've heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend right here on 97.1 FM Talk. And you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
RulerFoods.com. If you're looking to save money on your grocery bill, who is not looking to save money right now? I know what you're thinking. You haven't stopped by Ruler Foods. You keep hearing me say that. You drive by and you're like, I'm not going to do that today. Do it today. Do it this weekend. Go to Ruler Foods. Why do you hate saving money? Go. Trust me on this. Give it a look-see. Go in there and look for one thing that you normally buy at your other grocery store and just price compare. You'll be happy that you did. Go to the dairy department. Go to the fresh produce department and see how fresh and good the quality of the items that you can buy at Ruler Foods are. You have to go in and just give it one shot to earn your business. You'll be glad you did because you like saving money. You can save on fresh produce right now. Delicious fresh cherries, $2.99 a pound. We have some of those in our refrigerator at home right now. Seedless red or white grapes, $1.27 a pound. Seedless watermelon or cantaloupe, $2.99 each. This is a great way to celebrate summer as the end of July is rolling in here. Save on your grocery bill. You can also schedule delivery. You can find out all the details, rulerfoods.com.
Conservative Dave Wassinger is the only pro-Trump Republican running for lieutenant governor. Wassinger is the only candidate endorsed by Missouri Right to Life. And Wassinger is the only candidate for lieutenant governor with the guts to work with Trump to deport illegals. Wassinger's policy on illegal immigration is simple. Come here legally, or it's adios, amigos. Listen to conservative pro-Trump Republican Dave Wassinger.
President Trump is right. Illegals break our laws, steal our jobs, and overwhelm our hospitals. It has to stop. As your lieutenant governor, I'll fight to keep Missouri safe and deport illegals. You come here legally, or it's adios, amigos.
Dave Wassinger, tough on illegal immigration. Dave Wassinger, pro-Trump. Dave Wassinger, pro-life. Vote Dave Wassinger for lieutenant governor. Paid for by Wassinger for Missouri. Henry Charles Poles, treasurer.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. Greeted by protesters at the gates. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu meeting at Mar-a-Lago with former President Trump.
PM Netanyahu, we do know, gave President Trump pictures of some of the children, the toddlers that are still being held in Hamas captivity.
That's a very tough situation. The hostages, they have to be given back immediately because there can be no way that they're in good shape. They're obviously not being treated properly.
Netanyahu, for his part, saying that he believes there's been movement in these negotiations because of military pressure.
Fox's Madison Allworth, former President Barack Obama and his wife have phoned Vice President Kamala Harris to say they are proudly endorsing her presidential campaign.
The words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this, too, aren't we?
She has also picked up the endorsement of Pennsylvania's Governor Josh Shapiro. He's been mentioned as a possible running mate. Still unclear whether there will be a Harris-Trump debate.
White House officials insist President Biden has not been replaced as the lead on foreign policy, but he is being replaced on the debate stage. Kamala Harris claims she is ready to go head-to-head with Donald Trump.
I have agreed to the previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready.
Donald Trump has not agreed to terms on a Harris debate, just on a debate with Biden. The Biden campaign in May only ever said that Vice President Harris was prepared to debate the eventual Republican vice presidential nominee.
Former President Trump has told Fox he would debate and suggested there should be more than one. An hour before the close, the Dow is up 626 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up!
and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
For late July, just delightful this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, humidity levels still okay. And how about 86 for the high? Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 80s for evening plans, 69 for the overnight low. Saturday, partly sunny, 86. Sunday, partly sunny, scattered thunderstorm activity Sunday afternoon with a high of 88. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, health care, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
Patriots like President Trump never stop fighting for their country. Because Trump knows America's on life support and says Dr. Bob Onder can help him save it. Trump's endorsed Dr. Bob Onder for Congress, calling him an incredible America First patriot who will fight tirelessly for our families and conservative values. Dr. Bob Onder, the Trump-endorsed America First conservative. Kurt Schaefer is different. Trump calls Schaefer weak on MAGA because Trump knows his record, voting to let foreign-owned entities buy up Missouri farmland. Now China owns over 40,000 acres. And Schaefer's campaign took $30,000 from a Chinese-owned company. He won't make America great. He'll make China rich. If given the chance, Schaefer will do it again. Win It Backpack is responsible for the content of this ad. Paid for by Win It Backpack. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. WinItBackpack.com.
At Hampton Manor of Wentzville, they go the extra step to make sure their residents feel special. Mark Cox here for my friends at Hampton Manor. I recently stopped by there. You know, their veterans are celebrated with special recognitions, including special pastries created by their pastry chef. They have their own private chef. They'll even feed you lunch if you stop by for a visit at this great senior living community off the Lake St. Louis exit at Highway 70. Schedule your appointment today at WentzvilleAssistedLiving.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
It's what's happening
And she is going to be the next president of the United States.
right now.
Director Cheadle, I don't think she should resign. I think she should have been fired.
Keeping you informed.
Ma'am, you are a DEI horror story.
97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon. Let's talk about the YouTube poll real quick just to get it out there so you guys can remember to go vote before we wrap it up in about 45, 50 minutes from right now. We will give you the results of today's poll. It's Friday, so we're having some fun with it, and we are kind of dipping into the conspiracy theory conversations that are taking place in a lot of places I don't know about many reputable media outlets, but here we are.
Oh, I saw this on Fox and Friends.
Did you?
No.
I was going to say, I feel much better about it. Freaky Friday, or have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? Yes or no? Are there multiples? We need to know what you think. If you go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, you'll see the live broadcast right now, and in the live chat, you'll be able to vote, yes or no. You can also go to anniefryshow.com, and we always have the current video embedded there, so if you don't want to go directly to YouTube, you can go to anniefryshow.com. You'll see it's embedded there, and you can watch the show. And you can also watch it on your YouTube app, on your television, if you want to pop it up on the screen there. I don't have anything like particularly planned for this break, or for this segment, but I wanted to ask, Brad, you were out for the first week that I was out as well. Ryan, you were here the whole time. Is there any story, like I mentioned J.D. Vance as the VP pick. I didn't want to come back from my vacation yesterday and be like, all right, let's relitigate everything that everybody's been talking about 24 hours a day because I'm back. But as far as the J.D. Vance pick, are you guys excited about that? How do you feel about it?
I initially thought, no, this doesn't do anything because it doesn't really add anything to the ticket. The way I heard it put after the fact is that he picked somebody to help him govern, not somebody to help him win. And that makes sense because he's not going to, people talk about, well, you can pull in Rust Belt votes and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know. He's basically another version of Donald Trump. And if you're going to vote for Trump, you're going to vote for Trump. And that's the way it is. He didn't bring anybody new in. So in that sense, I don't know that it was the right pick. But if he's that confident that he's going to win, which apparently he is, and he thinks J.D. Vance is going to be the best for actually being a vice president, not just to win the election, then I don't think it's a bad pick.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remember whenever I first heard it, I was like, I don't know that I would have picked him. And I think it's along the lines of what Ryan was saying there, where it's like, I'm not really sure what he brings to the ticket other than, he's just a younger version of Donald Trump. But the more I think about it, I think that J.D. Vance is pretty well spoken. And I think that if he can stay on message, he can deliver a message that will resonate with voters. I think where Trump is loud and goofy and bombastic, I think J.D. Vance is kind of calm and steady. And I think that's a good offset for Donald Trump. So I don't know. If I had to grade it, I would probably give it a B or a B-.
I was unimpressed, but not disenchanted.
Yeah.
I wish I would have. I mean, I laid out the case as to why it should be Tulsi Gabbard and why he might do that. But no, I mean, he played it so close to the vest, nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
And I say nobody knew, but J.D. Vance seemed like he was always the front runner.
Yeah, it's weird because he kept releasing the list, and the list got a little shorter. He
wasn't releasing the list.
Well, whatever.
Nobody from the campaign was ever releasing the list. There were lists being assembled, and he would be asked, "Is this list?" And he would say to all of them, he would never be like, "No, not that guy." He would confirm that those people were all being vetted, and he also understands, like, politically, the capital that comes along with being able to say, "Oh yeah, I was in consideration for vice president," a la J.B. Pritzker, who keeps getting asked, have you had those conversations? And his response is only ever, I won't talk about those conversations.
Man.
Because he's not being talked to.
What a smooth guy.
He's going to end up being the pick. I'll be a happy camper. Bye.
No, the names that we kept hearing over and over and kept getting in interviews he'd get asked about were Doug Burgum, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance.
I really don't believe Doug Burgum was ever legitimately in consideration for the vice presidency.
I have no idea. I was actually more surprised that it was one of those three because I thought it was going to be somebody completely different.
The thing about Doug Burgum is he was always on the, especially in the weeks leading up to the pick, he was always on the news being a defender of Trump. Always. And no other reason for him to be on the news. And so I think that's why people leaned in and said, well, maybe he's considering Doug Burgum, but maybe Doug Burgum's just a fan of Donald Trump.
Does the vice president pick for Trump matter in conjunction with Harris being the vice president? I don't think any of it matters. I don't think the vice president matters.
I just don't. I don't think J.D. Vance is going to matter that much. A VP pick could matter. I don't think he's going to matter.
I feel like they could have plussed up, but I don't think that there's much major detraction. Like, the people who are going to be really worked up about it, They already know who they're voting for.
Exactly.
They're not going to be like, oh, I was with Trump, but then he picked J.D. Vance, and you're like,
right,
no,
that
that's not happening.
did it. That did it.
I don't know who the person was. It was a podcaster. It was on Gutfeld last night, and he was sitting next to Jamie Lissow, and they were talking about the VP, and he's like, the VP is a doof. That was the quote. He goes, they're not there for anything. They're not there to be the president. They're there to be the doof. And I'm like, that's kind of something I've said on the air before. Like, the vice president is, I mean, listen, if I were ever tapped, I think being the vice president would be the sweetest job in politics.
Oh, for sure.
Like, if my aspiration is to be the vice president of the United States, which maybe it is, that's like the sweet spot.
Oh, don't do that. Be
What?
the president so I can be vice.
Ryan.
Look,
Do you think Annie's going to tap you to be VP?
She doesn't have a choice.
What?
Yeah, I'm too attached to the brand.
It's those heartstrings. I'm too attached to the brand.
If she didn't pick me, people would be like, "What? Oh no, there's a huge rift in the Annie Fry Show world." So she pretty much has to. You know it.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
So anyway,
What would a Fry Wiggins platform look like?
I
think there'd be a lot. Did you do that?
No. Here's what it would look like: business in the front, party in the back.
Just like the show.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your main platform issue as vice president of the United States?
It'd be something like I was running for class president.
I know.
like
Sugared soda in every cafeteria.
More vending machines and
Dr.
in the
Pepper
hallways.
drinking fountains.
Yeah.
You know that
exactly.
Michelle Obama lunch program? Gone.
Yeah.
Day one.
Yeah. Our whole platform would be anything Joe Biden did, we're going to do the exact opposite. Just like Joe Biden did to Trump.
I can't imagine a scenario where you're running for vice president. You would be like the uncontainable political wild card.
I would run on, we're going to repeal every single thing that this administration's vice president did. Like
you spend the whole time going hard at the current VP.
Yeah, all the good stuff that the administration has done has probably been there. Like, let's try to get more kids back in school and stuff. I'd be like, no, let's try like all the nice things.
I'm just trying to
No, I
imagine.
want to overturn all that.
Go ask 100 people walking around St. Louis today to name 5 vice presidents.
Okay.
Just the nice way of saying leave. I mean, you can do it, right?
Name 5 vice presidents?
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to name the last 5. No, not including J.D. Vance. We won't include him yet.
He's not a vice president.
He's not a vice president. We'll start with Kamala Harris, and then we'll go with Mike Pence, and then who was president before that? Joe Biden. And then
was the VP.
Dick Cheney, and then Al Gore. There's 5.
Can you go back?
Let's see. Who was it before Clinton? It was Quayle. And then it was H.W. Bush.
And scene.
Then it's my lifetime ends.
That's
Then it's before my lifetime.
No, that's pretty good. How many, what percentage of American voting public could do that?
50.
I think that's high.
Yeah,
Do
I
you?
think it's high too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're over our age, you could probably name 5 just in your lifetime.
I think that people would get Joe Biden. I think people would get Kamala Harris. I think people would probably get H.W. Bush, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm
He's
just thinking of
tricky.
people who were presidents, who became presidents.
Yeah.
Or are so current. It just doesn't matter as much as the moment matters.
Yeah.
Like in the way the news cycle goes, the VP is going to take a huge percentage of the conversation that's taking place at that moment in time. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a blip.
What would you have done if I was like, let's see, Henry Clay, William McKinley Jr.
I just agreed with you because I'd be too worried that I didn't know.
Yeah. Obviously,
John
those
Adams.
are the first ones that come to mind.
Andrew Johnson.
Yeah.
It's just like the borders are thing that frustrates the heck out of me because we have to ask ourselves the question constantly when we're having these discussions, like what really matters, what's really consequential. And we've spent 4 years with Joe Biden. We know what it's like under Joe Biden. There are economic successes on paper that Joe Biden has had. And you can get stuffy people in a stuffy room and they'll show you charts and graphs. And you're like, but I still can't afford basic needs. I'm a middle-class person, and somehow or another, I'm pretty much living paycheck to paycheck. I'm one emergency away from having no savings and putting things on credit cards. I've had to put things on credit cards, and credit card rates are 30%. I can't buy a home because home prices are outrageous and mortgage rates are super high. These are real and important concerns that Americans have right now. Gas is $3 and change a gallon. This is legitimate concerns, and that's where the issues lie. And if you want to get, I mean, when you think about those are that's like the most personal way you can assess the current situation for the everyday American, tax-paying American. That day-to-day, you got to check your checking account to make sure that you can make the purchase that you want, and you didn't have to do that. You used to not have to do that. You're making more money, but why doesn't it feel like that? And when they tell you that everything is great and it's never been better, or the way they most commonly phrase it is we're doing better than anyone else in the rest of the world. Well, I don't care what anybody else in the world is doing. Are we Americaing as hard as we can America? And if we're not, then why aren't we? What is standing in our way? And if what's standing in our way is our own big government regulation and the idea that the thought that somehow or another government needs to step in and equal things out. Kamala Harris, didn't she just say that the equal outcome is the goal?
Yeah, equity.
Equity. She wants everyone to end up in the same place. Well, that means bringing people down. What she wants you to hear is that means lifting people up. And maybe it does mean lifting them up, but it means lifting people up through managed governmental means that are funded by the taxpayers that are supposed to be being lifted up and bringing other people down. And that is anti-American. In the words of the Biden administration, period. I hate that phrase. These are the things that really matter. The idea that the thought that Kamala Harris is the border czar or isn't the border czar has zero bearing on whether or not she's been good on the border or whether or not the administration that she has championed has been good on the border. We know the answer to that. Period. We know where she stands on these issues. In fact, if Kamala Harris has left her own devices and her own policies, she is to the left of what Joe Biden. So we are going to Biden harder with the Kamala Harris presidency. Stick to the facts. Trump has the answer because we lived the Trump years. We know what that looks like. We want that back. Sell it. And do it on the issues. Don't do it on the personal attacks. I know that I'm asking Donald Trump to do something that he traditionally doesn't do. But I'm still going to ask.
Last week, it was either Thursday or Friday of last week, before Joe Biden had dropped out. We got done with our show, again, Thursday or Friday, I don't remember which. Went and sat in my office, and it was about 3:30. A coworker here, I won't say who it was, comes into my office and says, "Hey, what's up with Joe Biden?" And I mean, legit, like not kidding around. And I said,
"What do you mean?
Yeah, what exactly are you asking here?"
Specifically.
And he said, "Is he like in trouble?" I was like, "Wow, man. So you haven't heard about anything?" He said, "No." I said, he could drop out of the race. I mean, he's right on the doorstep. We don't know. At that point, we didn't know. But that's
some of us didn't know.
Some of us thought he was going to stay in the race the whole time.
Yeah.
And ended up being proved wrong. But at that point, I was shocked because that means that story had been just big enough to break through to somebody who really is not paying attention.
Was it Mark Cox?
Yeah.
in the office you share?
It was weird because I'm like, dude, it's 3:30. What are you doing here? Go home.
He's like, I don't know. Why are you still here? Yeah. The show's over.
I don't have a home. But it was a reminder to me that, wow, there really are people, and I don't know whether this person's going to vote or not, but he was like totally out of it. That would barely broke through. And he knew about the Trump assassination. That one definitely broke through. That's about
Attempted.
it. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing to reconcile how frequently we are steeped in this news cycle and how that's not the usual for people out there. Let's take a quick break. More conversation and the results to today's YouTube live chat poll in about 30 minutes or so. Freaky Friday. Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? Yes or no? Vote. We'll be right back.
Someday we'll know if love can move a mountain. Someday we'll know.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Does anybody know the way to Atlantis? Or what the wind says when she cries? I'm speeding by the place that I met you. For the 90s.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online at igotfloor.com, but they are in St. Louis in 3 different spots. Go check them out. Make your flooring purchase with somebody who supports this kind of radio, because Michael's has been such a long and trusted partner with us here. I'm so grateful for our relationship with him. Michael is such a wonderful guy. He's got a fantastic family. And it's great when you can support people who support free radio. And Michael's Flooring Outlet has done that for a long time. And they do it with a fantastic product and a fantastic service. If you're looking for flooring, it doesn't matter if it's carpet. Specifically, they carry that Mohawk Smart Strand Silk line. They carry Techwood Plus line if you're looking for a hardwood finish, a hardwood look for your home. But you want quality and you don't want to overpay for it. That's why you go to Michael's Flooring Outlet. It's incredibly exciting to start that shopping process when you know you're going to revamp a space, your home, your business, your church with brand new flooring. And Michael's Flooring Outlet is there to make sure you get the quality products with a great price and the best customer service. All your questions, and including an ability to request an estimate online at igotfloor.com.
Did you know you can stream Fox News Radio on the free Odyssey app? Just download the free Odyssey app and search for Fox News Radio to hear the voices you trust. Brian Kilmeade.
Why are we so scared of Iran thinking that we're at war with them?
Guy Benson.
Get the bleep out of here. It's disgusting.
Jimmy Fallon.
Then this administration rolled into town with a checkbook.
Are all on the free Odyssey app. From the news and talk to keep you informed and up to date during election season. Listen to Fox News Radio on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Fry, and Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw of the Retirement Advisory Group for the Protecting Your Retirement Educational event, Tuesday, August 6th. It's at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30 p.m. Seats are limited, so go online at retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas and Bob with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and wondering what to do with your life savings? Are you concerned how a major market correction will affect your retirement? Would you like to have a personalized, structured income plan that shows you the monthly income you'll receive in retirement and how to never outlive it?
Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to protect your nest egg from any more losses? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you cannot afford to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Tuesday, August 6th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30 p.m. Go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
If you're thinking of selling your home, I'm sure there are 2 things you want: certainty and the most money, right? Hi, it's Mark Cox, and if you've been listening to me for some time, you know the only agent I trust is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis real estate expert. Here's why she should be your first and only call when looking for an agent. Gloria doesn't make empty promises. No, she provides written guarantees. Now, what does this mean for you? Certainty. Now, certainty isn't the only thing you want. You also want the most money. Gloria is able to get her home sellers more money than the average agent because she already has the buyers. This is why Gloria will guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she'll buy it. To get your guaranteed price, call St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Our goal at NeoVitan is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the NeoVitan monthly subscription. Just go to neovitan.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your NeoVitan multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time and shipping is free. Each Neovite multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with Neovite multivitamins. Sign up for a Neovite subscription today at neovite.com.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
97.1 and thousands of music options, plus millions of podcasts are all on the free Odyssey app. Download the app or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 and it comes up automatically. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Happy to be with you this afternoon. You guys ever hear of Buc-ee's?
Yeah, the big gas station.
Yeah, have you been?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been?
Never been to one.
You been one?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How is Buc-ee's any better than Wally's?
I've never been to a Wally's.
I have been to a Wally's.
We have a Wally's in Fenton.
Yeah. You know what?
I want to do a show from Wally's.
I think 2 years ago, I approached you and I said, listen, I want to do a whole Wiggins America on Wally's. And you're like, what the heck are you talking about?
Well, that's how low I am on material. No, but really, I've actually been to Buc-ee's now. I loved it.
Where'd you go?
In Florida.
Okay. Because we don't have them around here yet, right?
No, but I think I hear stories of them maybe coming to Missouri, but I don't know if it's like us, Missouri.
I think you're right. I think in western Missouri, because I went to Springfield and Branson, I think I saw one down there. I didn't go, but they are there.
I got some sweet and spicy beef jerky from Buc-ee's. It's good.
Great.
Did they have the jerky bar there too?
Like Wally's?
I didn't go into the back.
No, Wally's has a jerky bar.
Yeah. So it looks like a deli, but it's just jerky. And Buc-ee's has that as well.
Yeah, you walk right up to it and you give me some jerky, and they do.
I've been to Buc-ee's. And I've been to Wally's. Shut up. We've got 30 minutes to keep our jobs. And I would like your full participation.
Hey, I am participating.
White Eagle says Buc-ee's has everything. But I think Wally's has everything. Like, I want a Buc-ee's Wally's throwdown.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd like to see both buildings smashed into each other, whichever one survives.
I'm not mad at all at Buc-ee's. I just think, because I'd heard so much about it, Greg says Buc-ee's is very clean. So is Wally's. I love Wally's. There's one on the way. I think it's like around Peoria. There's one on 55 on the way up to Chicago.
That Wally's is not as big, though, as ours. We have a bigger one down here.
That's how we do it. You know, they do everything bigger in Missouri.
Yeah. The closer you get to Chicago, the smaller everything is.
Yeah.
Little bitty stuff up there.
Little Wally's up there.
Yeah.
It's a big Wally's.
Down here, you walk right up to that jerky counter. You say, give me some jerky. And they do.
And they charge you for it.
Yeah, you got to go pay for it.
So you haven't been to both?
No.
Have you been to both?
I have not.
Gosh, this is not helpful.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm the only one. I brought this up because I thought we would be able to make a decision.
That was a great idea.
I know. Now what do I do? You guys want some jerky?
We're going to have to take a vote.
You guys want some jerky?
I vote for the one I've been to.
I vote for Buc-ee's.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Wally's, Buc-ee's, Quick Trip, Chick-fil-A. These are all places that are, it's already been mentioned, clean.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And by nice, I mean there are nice people there.
Yes.
They're pleasant to interact with. This is not complicated.
You know what? It is harder than you think, though.
It's just a decision.
It's getting people to actually participate.
Buy into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you make compensation packages for people who work at Buc-ee's and Wally's. It's a good job.
Okay.
How you get people to buy in.
Yeah.
And Kenton says there's a Buc-ee's in Springfield, Missouri. So I think that's the one.
Probably
that
the one I
talking
saw,
about.
yeah.
Gosh, we could maybe do both.
Ooh.
Let's do Monday's show at Wally's, Tuesday's show at Bucky's in Springfield,
And Wednesday's show in Florida.
Wednesday, yeah. We'll just keep working our way into Oklahoma.
Yeah. Now, we're going to go west, and then we're going to go southeast. I just find it very strange how when people encounter really good service that surrounds a great product, it's like, wow, look at this. This is amazing. It's so big. It's well lit. It's clean. The people are nice. I mean, other than having the initial investment in the brick and mortar, you're just trying to be decent and people will come. Why? It's not the standard in customer service today. And when it is the standard, people acknowledge it and notice it and flock to it. This is the point. We have observed, in my opinion, major companies, major brands choose to engage in what is easily summarized. This is a word that the right uses that is kind of creates a boogeyman. So I'm kind of calling myself out when I say this, being self-aware. When we talked yesterday with Hans von Spakovsky about Project 2025, people can talk about Project 2025, never have flipped a page in it or read any of the words. They've read the memes, they've seen the headlines, they enjoy the freak out. Project 2025 are two words that are just easy to sum up the rage. For the right, that word is woke. Mm-hmm. You can use woke to summarize a whole bunch of things. And a lot of what is assessed as woke, it's just easy to throw that word at something and not really dig into what it is. You know, people will refer to Kamala Harris as a DEI hire. Why? Because Joe Biden, before he picked his VP, said he was going to pick a woman of color. That was the parameters that he vocally set out before he chose Kamala Harris. He could have picked Stacey Abrams. He could have picked a whole host of people, but he said that the person who he picked was not going to be Gavin Newsom. It would be a woman of color. That tracks with the understanding that in a world where you prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion, that you say it's important that the person who fills the position of the vice presidency is a woman of color. That's important to the left and to Joe Biden. He said so. I'm not putting this upon him. This is what he said. So that's what DEI gets you. Representation of different types of people in more prominent positions. If you call her a DEI hire, and I've just explained why DEI's result ends up in Kamala Harris getting an opportunity. If you call her a DEI hire, then all of a sudden it's a pejorative. I don't get why they don't just own it. They're like, yeah, look at it. That's what we did. It should be a positive.
Yeah, you have DEI mandates all over the place. You have to follow this, but you can't ever say that you followed it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, that's negative, I guess. It
just seems like there's an obvious conflict here that is not mine to resolve. Because I didn't set the rules. I would prefer that the qualifications of the person who is considered, their accomplishments, their resume, be the thing that is considered, and then you go from there. When you just show people in a capitalistic society the best customer service and the best treatment that you can give to people, then you end up attracting customers. And guess what? Those customers look like you, Ryan. They look like me. They don't look like you. They don't look like me. They're just people who really want to enjoy good service, respectable treatment, and quality products. That's all there is to it. And that is 100% completely inclusive because everybody likes to participate in that system. It doesn't say, nope, you go to the back of the line. Now, the people who push the diversity, equity, inclusion idea out there think that this is to me what is the most or phobic about it. The only way that these people will get to the front of the line is if we push everybody back. That's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
It's patently absurd. It's offensive. It is racist. It can be homophobic. It's discriminatory. You are telling certain people that they have to sit down so that other people can have a chance. And the only way that you can make that feel a little more acceptable and presumptive is if you can successfully make people believe that everybody is a little racist. You just inherently are. And the fact that you don't consider yourself to be racist is more proof that you are. How do you win in those terms?
Yeah, you can't.
But then you go to a place, Buc-ee's is going to really appreciate being a part of this conversation.
We'll send this to him.
Yeah. But I'm serious, though. You go to a place like Buc-ee's. I noticed, I think this one was in Georgia that we went to. Mm-hmm. It was a very diverse group of people, and everybody was weirdly happy to be in Buc-ee's. I'm like, You guys are taking these bathrooms a little too seriously. And boy, they were nice. It was like personal space. There was elbow room. The toilet seat was clean. There were like hand sanitizer things in there so you could sanitize your hands before you touch the doorknob. It was wonderful. I loved it. I got it. And there were all kinds of kinds in there, and they were just experiencing it together.
You know what's funny? Not having been in Buc-ee's, but assuming that it's similar to Wally's, there's something about that place that's very big and bold and a little gaudy and unashamed. And it's kind of American. I don't know how to describe that, but there's something about walking in there and going, yeah, screw little gas stations. We're going to do it this way. And there's something very American spirit about that in a funny way that I think everybody kind of acknowledges and enjoys because you know that it's kind of a spectacle.
Wally's is doing it. Buc-ee's is doing it. People talk about how many times have you ever heard people say, if we ran the country the way Chick-fil-A runs the drive-thru? People say that all the time. And when you go through Chick-fil-A, it's not just about the fact that they are really good at what they're doing. You could provide a good service and be total a-holes while you're doing it. Mm-hmm. And some people would be like, it sucks, but it's great food and you get it so fast. The fact that they treat you so kindly makes it a pleasure to do business with those people. How do you accomplish that level of capitalism when culturally we're all being super pushed into squaring everybody up, measuring everybody we see with where we are, assuming that somebody feels a certain way about you? If I'm a female and I walk into a meeting room and there's a bunch of men, am I supposed to feel a certain type of way? I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to feel empowered if I'm the only woman in there because I'm going to get people's attention. The same way that Ryan does when he walks into a room full of women.
Yeah, when I walk into a room full of women, I pretty much am like, right here, ladies. Right here. And it's a power move. It is. Shake their hand real hard, look them right in the eye. It's all a power move.
There have been so many things today that I have not said out loud. If we had an after show.
I wear a solid colored tie. Like, look, I'm in the room now. Power tie. Everything I do.
Do you make
to
your
intimidate
pecs,
women?
Do you make your pecs? Do you make your pecs move? But like with your hands.
I do. Yeah. Why is this guy doing that?
Go to break. Yeah, exactly. I just think it's important to acknowledge when people are doing it really right, and then somehow we ended there. Buc-ee's or Wally's? Tell us on the YouTube chat. If you've been to both, I need to know. I'm going to go to Wally's after work. That sounds fun. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Fry Show.
Even when I catch you, even a weak alibi. 'Cause when the night falls, you make me forget your love is killing me. And it ain't over yet. How did you get to me? No one else on earth could ever hurt me, break my heart away.
If you want to say save money on your grocery bill, you start at Ruler Foods. You can have those savings delivered directly to your door by going to rulerfoods.com. It's something they've implemented somewhat recently to add delivery to their list of services, and it's a great way to save on your grocery bills but not have to sacrifice the convenience of delivery. If you are looking to find the Ruler Foods closest to you, if you haven't done it yet, go online, rulerfoods.com. It's incredibly simple on their website to view whatever the current ad is, their sales. This is a good opportunity right now. You're not working anymore. You're sitting at your desk and you're killing time. It's almost 3 o'clock. Go to rulerfoods.com. Look at the current ad. Look at the savings you can have on fresh produce like cherries, $2.99 a pound, seedless red or white grapes, $1.27 a pound, seedless watermelon or cantaloupes, $2.99 each. You'll see those special savings right now, including a lot of other things. And then you'll be able to find the Ruler Foods that is closest to you. Save on your grocery bill like we do in my house when we shop at Ruler Foods. You'll be glad that you finally made the commitment to go in and check it out. You can find them online at rulerfoods.com.
A weak White House, an invasion of illegals, and the woke mob attacking our values. That's what Phil Cristofanelli is fighting for Missouri's future. He supported sending the National Guard to secure the southern border. He defunded sanctuary cities. And Phil Cristofanelli backs the blue to keep our neighborhoods safe from gangs, fentanyl, and human traffickers. He's been named one of Missouri's most conservative legislators year after year. Cristofanelli stands up to the radical left and weak-kneed Republicans. Pro-life, he helped pass one of the nation's strongest anti-abortion laws and defunded Planned Parenthood. Pro-Second Amendment, he stood up for our gun owners and constitutional rights. And Cristofanelli is keeping men out of girls' sports and locker rooms. Phil Cristofanelli, an unwavering conservative for state senate.
Paid for by friends of Phil Cristofanelli, Dan Raker's treasurer.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Life is challenging and ever-changing. Take control with passive income through real estate investing. Learn how. Learn now. Let Del Walmsley and Lifestyles Unlimited's investors and mentors show you. Meet Del's team live in Kansas City. 2 days only at the Westin Crown Center, Saturday and Sunday, August 10th and 11th. Register now at DellHelpMeNow.com. That's DellHelpMeNow.com. Enter promo code DEL for a special discount offer. DellHelpMeNow.com. Code DEL.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Keep the air you're paying to heat where it should be with 15% off attic insulation. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Southwest is ending its seating policy. I'm not happy about it. I am not happy about it because I know how to do this. I know how to do the current system. So this is an instance where when it comes to Southwest, I am a loyal Southwest Airlines customer. I don't fly with anybody else. I focus a ton of my spending on getting points so that I can fly my family places. I have Companion Pass. I love it. If you change the system, it might end up being better for me, but I will be stubborn in not liking the change until I figure out how to make it better for me.
I hope that they are not this corporation. But basically, anytime a corporation makes a big change, it is to make more money for themselves.
Which means
usually you get lost
more.
in the shuffle and you're going to pay more. So I love assigned seating. I'm fine with that. But I also figure, no, I haven't seen that this is true, but I figure that what they're going to do is the whole, hey, if you want to sit at this seat, you're going to cost a little bit more because that makes the company more money. They haven't said that they're going to do that.
I already pay for upgraded boarding so I can sit up in the front. I just feel more comfortable that way. So I'll board. I'll try to get a good boarding pass. You never do. I used to pay for early bird. I quit paying for early bird, and I just pay to upgrade my pass and hope that I get it. So I'm open to, like, what's it going to cost? Because I'm already investing in being able to get on sooner. So I might participate in this. But if it's pricing other people out, that's kind of sucky.
It's kind of the way everything is, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Southwest, I do have hope, though. Southwest prides themselves on doing things differently. So if they're going to change something to be more like the other airlines, my hope is that they still market and say, look, though, we're still better than everybody else because we're not charging this and that.
2 bags fly free, still a big deal.
It is.
But we'll wait and see how it materializes. Fox Business reports for the first time in its history, Southwest Airlines is doing away with open seating. The Texas-based carrier, which has used a unique open seating model for more than 50 years, announced Thursday that it will assign seats and offer premium seating options on all flights. Southwest became known for having a single economy class cabin with open seating assignments. Currently, passengers are assigned a boarding group, but once they are on board, they can choose any available seat. Customers can pay extra to board early to get their preferred seat. That's what I will do. If it's just 2 of us. If there's 6 of us, the recently announced changes will effectively allow the carrier to boost profits by charging a higher rate for its premium seats across all its flights. Southwest said it plans to offer a premium extended legroom portion of the cabin and expects roughly 1/3 of the seats across the fleet to offer extended legroom. That's in line with the industry peers offer on narrow-body aircraft. Southwest said the decision came after research indicated that 80% of its customers and nearly 90% of potential customers preferred having an assigned seat. I prefer having the assigned seat that I want, but I don't know that I want to pay for it every time. We'll have to see.
And once you get used to a system and you know it really well, you just don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
And again, because it's a corporation doing it, you go, well, yeah.
You're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
We got a nice compliment from Kellum on our YouTube channel. He said, thanks for all the Annie Fry Show does to promote conservative values. We're grateful for that. And that reminded me that we have at AnnieFryShow.com. It's a new website that I've put together for the show. It's just a way, it's an aggregated way for you to see all of the different things that we have to offer. So we talk about podcasts. You put together the podcast every day. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And how many clips a day do we put out on the podcast?
Well, I think it's a total of 7 or 8 total things you can download from the show, but of individual clips, it's probably 3 or 4.
And you can listen to the whole show.
Yeah.
So if you miss a show and you're a podcaster, there's a very generational thing that comes with podcasting. There's a generation that's not interested in doing that at all. And then there are people, younger people may only listen to podcasts. The interesting thing about radio is specifically talk radio that we're doing right now, wherever radio goes in the future. I know people think of radio as being kind of an older medium, but radio is the only place that you can go other than like cable news and always hear what's going on right now, what's current. You can listen to a podcast. You can listen to our show podcast whenever you want. But if you listen to our podcast 2 or 3 days later and we were talking about current events, there are 2 more current podcasts for you to listen to that talk about what's most current.
Mm-hmm.
So if in a news cycle, the way it is currently right now, and it's really not going to slow down, talk radio is a reliable place. And I think it's like 96% of ears touch talk radio within a week's time or something. Like, people do consume radio way more than you think that you're consuming radio, even if you're not the one who's specifically punching in the button. So podcasting, we offer podcasting with a show. You may have never watched us on YouTube. A lot of you have, and we are grateful for all of you who do. But if you go to AnnieFryShow.com, right there, you don't really have to go anywhere else. There's an embedded playlist that has all of the podcasts for you to click right there, and you can listen to them there, so you don't have to figure out how to subscribe to a podcast or anything. You can listen to all the podcasts right there at AnnieFryShow.com, Frey. You can watch the video of the current show or the most current show. So at AnnieFryShow.com, if you go right now, you'll see the YouTube video that is on there. It's not on YouTube. The YouTube video is embedded at AnnieFryShow.com, and you can click that. If you want to join the chat, you can click onto that YouTube video right there and go to YouTube, and it'll take you to the chat, and you can vote. And you can also contact the show, and we appreciate the feedback that you provide us. There's a way to provide feedback for the show. There's a survey up there, and we've opened this up to varying groups of people to kind of measure who the response is coming from. So I'm talking about it on the air now. If you would like to provide feedback for the show, I'm very open to honest and constructive criticism. So if you want to give us accolades, if you want to make suggestions, I got a very nice handwritten letter from somebody who wanted to make a suggestion for the show in the mail. If you don't want to do that on pen and paper, you can go to AnnieFryShow.com, and there's a feedback link, and you can fill out a form. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you could do without. Tell us what you wish we had changed. We're interested in all the feedback that you have. It's a good way for us to continue to grow the show and to mold the show in a way that serves you, because you are ultimately the most important person in this relationship, and we always want you to feel that way. So the website is very simple, AnnieFryShow.com. You can podcast the show, you can watch the show, you can contact us. If you're interested, another thing is if you're interested in advertising with us, you can contact the show, and in the drop down there, you can tell us you're interested in advertising. I would love to talk to you about that, because that's how we keep radio free. So all there at AnnieFryShow.com. The YouTube live chat poll for today is about one of those conspiracy theories that's floating around out there. This has been quite interesting to watch the poll results evolve over the course of the day. It is very, very close. Have we publicly seen more than one Joe Biden? I'm going to send you that link to that video that I saw that shows the TED Talk of the CIA lady.
Okay.
Your answer to this question?
My answer is no, but I want it to be yes.
It would just make things a little more interesting.
Yeah.
JB said yes. In my honest opinion, that was a body double climbing the big boy steps with no effort the other day. He did go up those steps pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. Russell says no, there is not more than one Joe Biden. Who in the world would ever take that task on to be his double? It would ruin a person's career, even in Hollywood. Vicky says no. I hope not, but what do I know? That's a quote. Brad, what do you think?
I'm a no on this, but I said earlier that if it came out that there were, I'd be like, oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, shocking. One of my favorite gifts is the Barbie doll with the hands that just slowly go in and like this and go like, oh, this is so shocking. Betsy said yes, just because everything is just crazy, so I wouldn't put it past them to conjure up something like that as well. I mean, this is kind of the thing. Like you're able to entertain the most wild things because we just don't have a lot of transparency. Mm-hmm. Mark said yes. There is Crooked Joe and there is Amped Up Adderall Joe. We'll see about that. Greg says we have not seen more than one Joe Biden in public, though it could explain how his stance on issues may have changed so many times. So a lot of you are split on that. We've got over 250 votes in today's YouTube live chat poll. 56% say yes. So
all right,
the yeses win in today's poll. Will we ever find out?
When one of them dies, we probably would find out.
Which one?
Ooh. The old one.
No. Yeah, we'll see. 3 no's from us, but we will, I guess time will maybe tell. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Thank you
I don't think so.
Thank you for voting. If you want to check out the podcast, the replay, all of it, if you want to contact the show, or please consider leaving us your responses in that feedback form, go to AnnieFryShow.com. Don't go away, because the Mark Reardon Show up next.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. With Ramp, you get full visibility into your company's spending and control who spends what with each vendor. Ramp software collects and verifies receipts instantly to save your team valuable time. Ramp automates data entry and routine tasks with automated approvals, expense categorization and bill payments, time-consuming tasks. Which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. Get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Home values are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market is peaked. So if you're thinking about selling,